Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the IO Panel. This is episode 221, being filmed on a Sunday, March 21, 2021. I'm Michael. With me, as always, Evan and James. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
When you said filmed, my brain was like in front of a live studio audience.
That's right. A live studio audience of you two. How's it going, Evan? How was your
It's
week?
going well. I was off of work this past week, so I did a lot of sleeping.
You're off of work?
I was.
What?
I took annual leave.
That's such
if
a
you
weird term,
can
too.
Believe it.
Yeah.
It's like TDY, you know? We were talking about
Right.
that earlier.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I don't take enough leave. I've already saved up the maximum, so whatever I use each year is just whatever won't carry over to the next. So, like, I can probably take 3 months off. I don't know. Something like that.
Oh, boy.
So it was relaxing. I enjoy sleeping and waking up without an alarm. I had a couple of really good, like, 11 to 12 hour nights. That was nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Did some tidying, some sorting, getting the bins rearranged, organized, and much like James was talking about earlier, just like getting rid of shit that I'm like, oh, I'll keep this for, for later. No. I'll just get it if I need it again. Gonna donate some stuff. Spent a couple hours putting all of my loose mice into display bags, such as this.
Oh.
Somewhat productive. That was my week. Was somewhat productive.
Nice. How about you, James? How was your week?
Let's see here. I took my NCP. That's a big hooray. Passed it. So that was good.
Nice.
On the second try. So that was a great feeling.
It's not bad, right? Don't most
Not-
people fail it multiple times?
I think most of the uninitiated fail it the first time. There's a reminder for
Now.
James.
Perfect. Let me ask you, how can you compare and contrast the two tests? Were they super similar and you were just more prepared the second time? Or was it like, I've never seen these questions before, but I happen to know them?
Super similar, but I was more prepared. But at the same time, I wasn't. There was a lot of different stuff and a lot of similar stuff. It definitely tests you on the entire spectrum of what the Nutanix stuff is all about. It is a challenging test. At least for me, it was. I think if you knew the subject matter in and out, then you'd be good. But I didn't know the subject matter in and out, and I've never got to play with a lot of the Nutanix features they covered. They covered a lot of features that you wouldn't find in the U.S. government. You know what I mean? A lot of the
Really?
a lot of the private thing. If you worked with Nutanix stuff on the private side, then you probably played with a lot of these features like files and era and volumes and things like that. But the government doesn't use any of that stuff. They mostly use Nutanix for storage, and they use the front end is vCenter, and they never see the Nutanix back end. Are you fucking laughing? So fuck off.
Haven't they heard? Cohesity is storage, Evan.
Yeah.
So, James.
Right. So, I just, I mean, but yeah, so I didn't have the familiarity with those products, but, it was
It's like a 2-hour test or something?
120, yeah, but you don't need 2 hours to take it. If you knew the content, you'd take it in 15 minutes. You just buzz right through it. It's all multiple choice. You have to do some thinking, but there's no
No word problems?
no. I mean, it's all a lot of, if the customer had this and you did that, what's the
okay.
right blah for them? Or where I think the thing where it gets you is like, Like you might say something like a question you'd see on a test if you're like take a test about Michael, right? You're like, Michael drives what type of car? A Honda Azure, a Nissan Maxima, it asks you like, and then one of them would be a Honda Civic, right?
Mm-hmm.
This test would say, if you had a friend who drove a car and that friend's name was Michael, would he drive a Civic? That's not even a good. That's not even a good version of that question. I can't attain the level of complexity with that question, with my example, as they attain with theirs. But it's like they would ask a question so broad that you could be like, any number of things could be right or wrong. They'd say, well, yeah, does Michael have a four-door Honda Civic? It's just such a broad question. You're like, well, no, that's not actually true. But they don't care about that. They just want to know, like, do you understand? Like that's their goal. Their goal is, do you understand? Not necessarily, is this letter for letter correct? Because there's a lot of things I was like, that's not letter for letter correct. And that gave me problems. You know what I mean? Because I'm a 1 and 0 type of guy. I'm very like bad on the gray areas. So, and they don't care. They want a question answer closest to what's correct within the bounds of what they asked you, and not with what the bounds of what is absolutely 100% correct. Because a lot of times they don't give you the absolute correct answer, which sucks. I guarantee I got every question like that wrong.
I kind of like that because, like, conceptual rather than, well, this is technically correct because that's what our book said.
Yeah.
So there's no lab-based testing. It's just question and answer.
Yeah. So I will say this from a technical point of view, and from like having taken a bunch of CompTIA tests before, I can tell you that the technical people who work for Nutanix are probably some of the smartest technical people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, they all know their shit, and Nutanix makes sure they know their shit. Like, you don't have very many, like, paper tech idiots in there like me. You have the people there, like, they know what the fuck is going on. They're very aware of their product. Those tests are made to filter out the non-hackers. You know what I mean? The people who don't get it. So, I don't know. But yeah, so besides the NCP, that was my main stressor this week. Played a lot of, yeah.
Sorry. Will you be taking any follow-up exams?
Yeah.
Is there like a level 2 admin?
Yeah, there's a cloud, multi-cloud infrastructure. I got to go to a class for that, and then there's another level like above that I got to go classes for, but they're going to send me to classes probably next month for that.
You get to travel?
No, it'll be online. It'll be online, yeah. I'm looking forward to that, actually.
Travel's dead, Evan.
Yeah, no,
it is not.
Although I saw my friend, I'll be honest with you, we're all stupid. We should be traveling. My buddy, he went to Jamaica. I saw a picture of him and his wife in Jamaica for their anniversary.
I don't know if you heard, though, there's this like whole thing going on right now.
What?
A pandemic? Worldwide?
Oh, yeah. No,
that's
I know.
fine. But see, here's the thing. Everyone else is staying home.
Yeah.
So it's cool if we go.
Well, no, also, it's fucking cheap. I mean, I know you guys are being sarcastic, but it's fucking cheap. Like,
I'm being sarcastic, but not really. We're not supposed to be going anywhere. Right?
I mean, by whose standards? Planes are still flying. They're still selling tickets. Hotels in Jamaica are still letting you in.
I'll be honest, I've been very shocked by that. I see people going places online, and I'm like, aren't we in the middle of a pandemic? And we're supposed to go anywhere. Like, I'm very surprised.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I could figure out a way to pull it off, I'd go. You know what I mean? If I get one person to go with me, so I wouldn't have to go by myself, I'd go. Because I know nobody's going to be there. I know those places, like, we're desperate to have people come, and the price is going to be right. I bet you it's half the price it normally costs for a week's stay.
And you might even have a lot of room on the airplane.
Oh yeah, the airplane's gonna be fucking empty. They're gonna space you out. No one's sitting next to each other.
James, hit me up in like a month. We'll do something this summer. I'll be fully vaccinated.
Yeah, that's true. Me too. I'll be vaccinated. I got my first shot, so I'll be vaccinated at the 9th. So yeah, I'll be down. I'll be down for that. Michael, you can stay here. You can, yeah.
I will. I'm never gonna get my vaccination, so it's fine.
Yeah.
They still haven't sent me an email. Huh?
Yeah, I told you what to do last week. Go to Giant and lurk around.
Just be a beggar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all got any of them shots?
Other people have been getting them around here. Like one of my coworkers, he went to go get it at M&T Stadium or whatever. That's like one of the mass vaccination sites in Maryland.
Yep.
He's like, "Y'all got that shot, man."
Yeah. I don't know how he swung it. I guess you got to register. Maybe you have to register with Maryland and not Montgomery County, which is what I do.
I don't know. I would, if I were you, I'd try harder. Register with everybody. You need to get your shot so you can start making moves. Because I'm fixing to travel. I'm trying to take advantage. I'm finna take advantage of these cheap flights, at least once. Even if it just means going to like Jamaica or something for a 3-day weekend. Like, it's kind of silly not to take advantage. You know, buffets, beaches, drinks. Not that I drink that much
buffets,
anymore.
beaches,
bitches.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3 B's.
Mosquitoes.
The 3 B's.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah. Mosquitoes, heat.
Bees.
Yeah.
All the bees
Barbecue.
around those the sweet drinks.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Bees. Dead bees.
Oh yeah, remember that? That was wild, huh? Over by the machine. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're crawling in the nozzles.
They're just trying to live their life, man.
So what else did we do this week? I played a lot of Chaos Bane, which is like Diablo or Path of Exiles. Talked about that last week. Played a lot of Squad. Watched Zach Snyder. Zach Snyder's Justice League, which is pretty decent. We'll talk about that later.
Dan Snyder, thank you.
Yeah, Dan Snyder. I watched a Korean thing called Synopsis.
Here we go. Oh, I was right.
I think it's called Synopsis. I think it's Synopsis or I don't know. It's Korean.
Spell it.
SISYPXUS.
Really?
Yeah, I just watched one episode of it. It's really good. It's strange, but it's really good. It's about some girl who goes into the past. Well, we don't know what happens. I'm assuming she goes in the past. We don't know. It's really about this guy who's a CEO of a company, like some young tech CEO, and his brother dies a couple of years before he gets famous, and something happens that triggers a memory with his brother, some shit with his brother, and he realizes it's somehow related. So he's trying to figure out like what happened, and there's these people with suitcases around who pop up every now and then, and they're trying to fucking find him. You know, they're trying to get to him somehow. So there's like all this weird shit going on. I have no idea what's happening. It's really good though, and it's sadly it's all in Korean, but it's worth watching if you don't mind. It's on Netflix. Also Beastars, but I didn't watch it yet. Beastars season 2 is on Netflix, and Beastars is really good. It's an anime, but people say it's for furries, but it's not. It just happens to be that it's you know.
It just happens to be very sexual and humanized animal related.
Yeah, but is sexuality a hallmark of furries?
I think so.
No.
I mean, that's furist, Michael.
Wow.
You're a furist.
I'm a furist. Okay, whatever.
I mean, anime. This is like every anime. They just happen to be animals. There's very little like fursuity type. It just have they're anthropomorphic animals, and I guess in America we have a bias where like anything with anthropomorphic animals is something to do with furries, but that's just not the case. In Japan, the furry thing might be a thing, but it's being a mascot. It's mascot culture, and it's completely
Mascot
different.
porn?
No, it's not even porn. I've never seen a Japanese porn thing related to mascots. It's completely different, and it's just a furry shit is cultural American shit. That's and as American as apple pie. You know, we're weird fuckers. You know, and I'm not kink shaming anybody who likes fursuits. Go for it. Live your truth, man. You know,
You think it'd get too hot in there? I don't know, man.
it get really hot in there. I'll yiff a chick inside a fursuit. You know, as long as it's a chick.
I mean, well, yeah. If you get hot, Mike, you just undo your flap. Let her breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Butt flap.
Yep.
Well, it'll be filled up anyway. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you feel the breeze, you know what's coming next. So
That's right. Prepare. Michael's just resigned himself.
Like, I don't know. No. And going back to
Furries should be locked up.
no, I don't care about that. James, going back to your Nutanix certification. Which certification did you get?
The NCP.
So there's NCP MCI or
That's
NCP DS.
I got the MCI. NCP MCI. This is one I took.
So you skipped over NCA, or you already had that?
I didn't have to take the NCA. That one's free, but I didn't have to take it.
Oh, that one's free.
Yeah.
That's like the A+ of Nutanix or something.
I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is they were like, take the MCP. I was like, okay. They didn't say anything about the other one.
And then you got to take this master one.
Yeah, I think that's the next one, the master one.
Nutanix Certified Master.
Yeah.
Then after that, Nutanix Platform Expert.
Yeah, and
Or
then
Nutanix Certified Expert Multi-Cloud Infrastructure. Either way.
I think there's an architecture one or something like that after that.
This seems like
If
an
there is,
MLM.
it's not on here, but seems like what?
Like multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
Is this a pyramid scheme?
Well, I mean, as long as they keep paying me, I don't care. Shit, I'll sell whatever they want me to sell. They keep paying
It's
me.
like
what they're paying me.
Scientology. You pay
I like
your
their-
way
I like
up
their-
to the top.
I like their badges. They're like military thing. Like the NCA one has 3 stars, right? Then if you get the NCP, the one that James just got, one of those stars is bigger, right? It's the same logo, but one of the stars is bigger. Then you go to the next one, 2 of the stars are bigger. And then you go to the last one, the expert, all 3 stars are big.
Yeah, it's like stars on top of a chevron or something, right? Something like that. Yeah.
Nutanix logo in there. Yep. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll get a Nutanix cert at some point.
You should.
I gotta do a Google cert. GCP.
I wonder if that's a good one.
Google Cloud Platform.
Probably.
That's probably a great one, actually. To
Sure, it's
have.
worth getting.
Yeah.
I wonder if
God.
those are free or if that's like $50. Google likes doing free shit.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it deeply enough, but yeah, I think GCP is worth getting. Yeah, well, it sounds like both of you guys had some good weeks.
James had a good week. Mine was not bad.
It sounded pretty good to me. Sounds like you got a lot of stuff done. So,
I mean, I got a lot of sleep done. Yep.
no, but you got your mice thing. You got your sorted
true.
through some stuff. You did this.
That's
you
true.
did
I
that.
did 2 things. Two
So,
things.
I think you did well. Me, I'm just getting through my last 2 weeks of work here. You know, before I switch to the new job.
Mm-hmm.
So, as they say, I'm short timing it. No, okay. No, I'm still doing what I need to do, man. I'm trying to document everything that really should have been documented a long time ago. But
Right.
so I'm just documenting things, making sure everything's written down that needs to be written down, so the place doesn't go completely to hell once I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
At least with the stuff that I'm involved in, obviously.
With the new position, I assume you still get to work from home for now? Or do you have to be in office at all times?
No. Everyone's working from home. So
Okay.
yeah, the entire agency, NOAA, and I think it's the entire agency, Department of Commerce, is in maximum telework.
Nice.
You know, so might be the whole federal government even is in maximum telework. So yeah, if you need to go in for something, you can, but or like, you know, your job requires it for whatever reason, and not because like we're whores and you need to be here, but
Right.
you know, like you're a guard at a guard shack and you need to be there. Okay, fine, you know, but yeah, all our stuff can be done remotely unless we, you know, obviously need to go in and manually hook a cable up or something to a server. But have you had to go in for anything like that?
Just a few times.
Yeah. Well, that's been getting less and less for me, especially after we finished moving our equipment to the various different rooms,
Yeah.
you know. So, anyway, Well, why don't we go ahead and get into some news here
Google's $200.
for GCP?
Mm-hmm.
That
there you
seems
not
reasonable.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's about right.
People are like, "Oh, it's expensive." I'm like, like $200 a lot of money. I'm like, that's not a lot of money.
No, that's not bad.
Isn't A plus 150 times 2? Like,
Something like
because
that.
you need 2 tests.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Is they still doing the software and hardware separate?
I guess something. Yeah.
I know the Nutanix one is 200, but there was a discount. And then I got a coupon code for partners that made it $50. So
Wow.
I used Honey. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't use Honey.
Hey, yeah.
Well, I'm on the Nutanix website right here, and there's a banner that says 75% off certification exams,
Here we go.
and a link you
Damn.
can click. So there you go.
So it made it pretty cheap. It's 100% worth it.
Yeah, Google Cloud. So the first one is Google. So Associate, and that's called Cloud Engineer, and then Professional. Oh, I see. There's a bunch of these. Cloud Architect, Cloud Developer, Data Engineer. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get into some news. First one's kind of local here to Maryland. But this is one we've talked about many times in the past, I think. Well, I don't know about many times, but at least once in the past. Maryland's state song, which is Maryland, My Maryland, is no longer the state song.
It's a travesty.
The Maryland Senate voted unanimously on this past Friday to remove it as the official state song. It was the state song since 1939. The lyrics of the song come from a 1861 poem that describe Abraham Lincoln as a tyrant,
Wow.
and refers to the Union as Northern scum.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very pro-Confederate song,
Yep.
poem and song.
I didn't realize that. I was imagining a scene from Idiocracy where the general is like, now a pimp's love is like none other. You know, trying to and replacing Maryland, oh Maryland with like a Cardi B song. He's like, look, you know, get with the times.
Right, exactly. So a couple Republicans in the House of Delegates did not vote to repeal it. They said the song was a victim of cancel culture. But
Okay.
there are 47 state senators, Republican and Democrat, and they all voted to remove the song. So, yeah, the first thing is, the despot's heel is on thy shore, Maryland. Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. We talked about
Yeah,
this before.
yeah, we talked about it before. It's not.
I was like hoping they change it. It's a bad song. It's not good. You know?
It's like poorly produced, poorly written. Just
Yeah.
do better.
Yeah, too much auto-tune.
Yeah.
Nobody cared when they made it. They just cranked it out. Yeah.
I'll put a link. I'll put a YouTube link to the song in my extra section for anyone that wants to check it out.
There you
It's
go.
done to the tune of "O Tenenbaum,"
Yeah.
which
Right.
is actually another song, from
It seems like that's
1730
what
or some
America
shit,
did back
but-
in the day. They just
Yeah.
took songs that were popular, like just lay some lyrics on it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I think that was commonplace around the world.
They're not like Puff Daddy, where just take a little sample. They bite the
Yeah.
whole song.
Right.
Where's the national anthem? Hail the Queen, hail to the Queen.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't doubt that.
I'm pretty sure the what is it?
I mean, even simple stuff like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and the alphabet song.
Is of
they're the
thee,
same.
sweet and blah blah the Queen. Yeah, it's the same song. Yeah.
The Star Spangled Banner. There you go. The lyrics come from The Defense of Fort McHenry, a poem written in 1814 by Francis Scott Key. Okay, so that's the lyrics. The poem was set to the tune of a popular British song written by John Stafford Smith. It's for the Anacreontic Society, a men's social club in London.
Oh, God.
God, yeah, no, it's...
What's the name of the song?
I can barely say this word. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna just send you guys
Spell
a
it
link
out.
Here. Well, it's what I said,
Star-Spangled
anacreontic?
Banner.
Anacreontic or something? Here, I just sent you guys a link in the chat feature here. And James, if you want to show our viewers that, you may.
What is it now? Dude, can we start one of these societies, please?
Yes. No one
yes.
will want to join.
The Anacreontic Society? Is it like a gentleman's club, popular London?
Amateur musicians. We're amateur musicians.
Yeah. Drinking songs and odes to love.
We can do some funeral dirges, some sea shanties.
Yeah, what's wrong with a good funeral dirge? So what is the original
I
song?
always wanted to sing sea shanties, right?
Look, man, there's a certain... I sent you guys, at least James, but I think I put it in our group chat, the remix of The Wellerman a couple weeks ago. I love that song. And, like, one guy did it on his TikTok or YouTube or something, and then there was, it picked up a lot of steam, went viral, as the kids say. Mm-hmm. And then other YouTubers and TikTokers got together, and there were compilations made, all different voices and vocal styles and stuff like that. And to me, it really speaks to like the lust for adventure and realizing that you might die on this, and you really form a bond and appreciate life while you're out there on the high seas with your fellow sailors.
There you go.
And we don't have that anymore. Maybe in the military.
Well, we don't have much like they did.
Yeah.
Men aren't men like they used to be. And I'm not trying to say something about masculinity. I'm just saying, like, I think men back in the day had things that bound them together. Like, we're all miners, we're all bricklayers. You know, we do a working man's job together. But now every man is alone on their own island. You know.
Evan, we need to join the Merchant Marine.
Okay.
That's why we need our adult away camp.
It's true. I'm telling you guys, we'll go to Pennsylvania. We'll visit John Woolwack, Coal Cracker Bushcraft. We'll have a nice weekend. A nice,
well, I told you I wanted to
wet
do like
weekend.
Well, that's probably exactly like I want to do like some Boy Scout shit, but like for adults,
Man Scouts,
right? Yeah. The only problem is that's like, oh, you're in a militia? Like, no. Like, you know, that's the problem. It's like,
I'd be very, very careful about how we classify ourselves, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet Land of Liberty, for thee I sing. That song is the British national anthem.
Okay.
So, something, buddy, sweet land of liberty, for thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land where my mothers cried. Ba ba da ba 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 ba
This land
ba.
'tis of thee or something? Or,
Yeah, I think that's it. I couldn't
there it
remember
is.
the
It's
beginning
called
of it.
America. The song is actually called America. Then, in parentheses, my country 'tis of thee.
Yeah, there you go. American.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it is.
So I
That's
checked the
different
national
enough.
anthem and I checked the Star Spangled Banner. That's not it.
The national anthem is the Star Spangled Banner.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not.
Making sure.
No, but it's not the other
Oh,
fountain.
that link didn't work.
Tis of thee.
There, let's try it. Let's try over there. Yeah, America, my country, 'tis of thee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is used as the national anthem of the United Kingdom. God save the Queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
The song
like
served as one of the de facto national anthems of the United States before the adoption of the Star-Spangled Banner. Interesting.
Yeah, it's the same song. It's the same song.
Apparently there's another song called Hail Columbia that was our de facto national anthem.
Hail Columbia.
Yeah. Well, Columbia is another word for America, right?
Hail Columbia. That sounds so
That's
weird.
why it's the
Interesting.
District
Hail
of Columbia.
Columbia.
That's like saying the District of America.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah.
Oh, God. There's nothing more 1860s than this song, Hail Columbia. My God.
I bet.
I don't hear anything. Should it be?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
we
not
can't
playing it.
hear them,
Okay.
unfortunately. But yeah.
I wasn't playing it for you. You guys to hear it anyway. It's just not a good song. It's not a. It's very like you're like, oh, this is the beginning from a musical from the 1950s. That's what it sounds like. It's just, it's very busy.
Oh.
It's not very good.
Evan, this sounds like what they play at the end of the first Star Wars movie when they're presenting them with medals.
I don't
When
know. what
Leia's
that is.
presenting Luke and maybe Han with medals.
Is this
And Chewbacca goes, "Arr!" And that's
you
the end
really
of the movie.
this Hail Columbia song?
The beginning of it, yeah.
What are you listening to? It sounds like something they play in the play Oklahoma. Oklahoma, da, 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 da. That's what it sounds like. It's like fucking crazy. There's no way. This is like totally. If you listen to a national anthem, they're always like, you know what I mean? It's like this is like. It's just like fucking crazy, dude.
All right, everyone. We'll put links to all these songs in our show notes. You guys can all check them out, or you can just Google it. I'm sure you can find it easily. But
Yeah.
we'll put links to all these things in the extra section, so everyone can make their own judgments. The only other thing I'll mention about Maryland, My Maryland is. Now, I've never actually watched the movie, so I've just read about this. But apparently, in the movie Gone with the Wind, there's a scene that they're having a party in some ballroom somewhere. And you can hear a song playing, and it sounds like O Tenenbaum. But it doesn't make any sense, because why would they be... Because it's set in, like, July. So it's like, why would they be playing a Christmas song in July? And it's because they're not. They're playing Maryland, My Maryland, because that scene is set in Maryland.
What movie is this?
Gone with the Wind?
Oh, okay.
And everyone's like, why are they playing a Christmas song? Like, apparently that's a big point of confusion for a lot of people.
That's what we like to call the industry continuity.
Exactly. So anyway, goodbye, Maryland song. I have mixed feelings about you. I like the fact that we had a state song,
Yep.
but that was probably not a good one. So, it probably should be canceled. So that's all right.
Well,
Yeah.
it should be archived. How about that?
Sure. I mean, it's not. That's the thing. Like, they're taking down these statues and shit. It's like, no, you're erasing history. It's like, oh, are we literally taking a fucking eraser to your history book and erasing shit? Like, no.
Right.
Yeah, look
Like,
at
what are
the
you talking
album.
about, you know?
Look
Like,
at the
so-
album this song is on.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Civil War songs of the South.
Oh man, hey. Ernie Ford. I was like, Tennessee Rutherford sings Civil War song.
Dude,
That looks great.
I'll be honest with you. I want to buy this. I want to find this album.
Please
You
do.
should find it. You should buy it. I would. Well, not only would I appreciate it, I would support that. So yeah, please acquire that for our archives, as Evan says. The like presidents have like their presidential library.
Sure.
We're gonna have the IO panel presidential library.
Can we call it that?
After the three of us get elected to president,
Yes, we will.
we will all serve as president equally
Correct.
at the same time.
Until a coup happens, and one of us is expelled.
One or more of us. Oh, are we gonna is one of us gonna expel the other? Or
Yes.
okay.
There you go, right there.
Holy shit! Audio CD. Nah, we need vinyl on that bitch.
Yeah. And
That's a classic gentleman right there.
Ernie Ford, Songs of the North and Songs of the South.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he's the equal opportunity vocalist.
Yeah, we need both now. Fuck.
Yeah.
Complete the set. All right. Well, let's move on to the second story we have here, which is about something going on in Florida. So we talked about this. I'm not sure when exactly we talked about it, but we did talk about how there was a state race in Florida for a Senate seat down there, and a mysterious third candidate appeared on the ballot that had the same last name as the incumbent Democrat.
I heard
I
about
remember
this. Yeah. Did we talk about it? Was it us who talked about it?
We did talk about it at some point, yeah.
Okay,
Mike
yeah.
brought it up a couple months ago, and you're like, people were confused and just picked the first one.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, the Republican person won by 32 votes. Okay? They said over 1,000 votes went to the quote-unquote mystery person.
Yeah.
But now, so there's been an investigation. They're arresting people.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, this is no joke.
I mean, it's obviously a hustle to screw.
It's voter fraud,
Yeah.
sort of.
It is. That's exactly what it is. They're being charged with, I believe, voter fraud and something else. One guy paid another guy $50,000. He's like, look, you run.
wow.
Here's 50 grand. You're going to run. But you don't need to do ad campaigns, slogans, nothing. No TV ads, anything. No one needs to know anything about you. Your name's just going to be on there, and that's going to be it.
So he
So
paid.
they arrested that guy who got paid, and they arrested the guy who paid him, who was a Republican in the Senate,
a senator.
a Florida state senator. Yes,
Holy shit.
not a senator in D.C. But
So what about the guy who won?
I don't know if they're going to do anything about that. To be honest,
Does he remain a senator?
I guess it's a woman actually, but yeah,
God damn. What a fucking scam.
So we got to keep women out
Ileana
of government.
Garcia. Ileana Garcia is the one who won by 32 votes.
Landslide victory.
So ridiculous, man. Yeah, man. Look, these Republicans, they can't fucking win. They know they can't fucking win. Everyone
Yeah.
fucking hates them. So
They
they have
cheat.
to resort to these tactics and, the voter, you can't vote by mail and this and that. And yep.
They cheat like crazy, and then they say, "Oh, there's voter fraud, rampant voter fraud." Well, yeah, there is voter fraud. You're right.
It's like, by you?
You guys are doing it. You guys
Exactly.
wrote the book. Wrote the damn book. I tell you, man.
Yeah, so the guy who was actually running, Jose Javier Rodriguez, and the guy who also ran as a fake candidate, basically, was Alex Rodriguez. So everyone's like, oh, Rodriguez, like,
And his name was first, so because it's Alex. What a damn shame. What a damn shame.
well, I hope, I mean, I doubt they're going to do that, but they should fucking reverse the fucking thing or have another election or do something. I don't know what they would do.
Agreed.
Because obviously the person was voted in incorrectly, So, what the fuck? Yeah, Frank R. I don't know how you say his name. Artilles?
They tricked.
Artilles?
They tricked a bunch of people. They're not going to do anything about it.
He's the one who was the guy behind this.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah,
Fuck.
this guy looks like a fake fucking what's his name?
I mean, he looks like a fucking shyster. Like a guy you couldn't trust at all. Fucking piece of shit.
Yep.
Why? The funny thing is, why is our system like this, right? Why is it one side is like this and the other side is Democrats? Like, there's no such thing as a good side. Why does it always have to be the lesser of one evil or the other?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Anyway, all right.
All right, we got our big story now that we're going to talk about. What happened in Atlanta this past week. It was a shooting at 3 different places. There are 8 victims total, 6 of them being Asian women. It's being called a hate crime by
How many
pretty much
places?
everyone. 3 different places.
Jesus Christ.
He was driving to a 4th one when they got him.
God damn.
Yeah, he was driving to another one in like Florida or something. I was like, man, how many massage parlor places does this guy go to or whatever? Like, what's he doing? Or is he just going down the phone book like, all right, where they all at? You know, like, I don't know what he was doing, you know?
Yeah.
And dude, this article says, or I'm sorry, it's not this article. I was reading another one. They said he literally, this is in Georgia, right? Atlanta. He literally went to a gun store, bought a gun, and then went to the shooting.
Jeez.
Because Georgia is one of 10 states that has no waiting period, especially for handguns.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Maryland, I believe, has a 7-day waiting period for handguns. But no waiting period on most long guns, right? But some of them, they will make you wait. Like, if you buy an AR-15 or something, they're going to make you wait.
Right.
But, like, you buy a shotgun, you don't have to wait.
I don't get people, like, taking, not taking personal responsibility for their fucking shit.
Oh, what do you mean the guy who said what he said? Like,
Well,
what's the reason?
Yeah.
So what's the reason, James? What do you say?
He had a sex addiction and he had to solve them. He was at his breaking point. Was he going to these? Is it confirmed that he was going to these places and having sex at some point in his life?
I don't know that that's confirmed or not, to be honest.
Or did he have a past? Like he had been there in the past? I just don't know. I'm baffled by the whole thing. So we talked about this earlier, right? And I said earlier, and I'll repeat it, even though I may eat these words later, because we don't know a lot right now. If he had foreknowledge, right? If he had been to these places and he went to them as a
Customer?
as a customer and he received sexual services there, and somewhere in his deranged brain he was like, I need to help remove I can remove my sexual addiction by getting rid of these places. I don't think it's a hate crime. I think it's, of course, a horrible, heinous act, nonetheless. That doesn't diminish what he did, and that he should be cooked alive on a fucking roast, like on a spit roast. But I don't think it's a hate crime. If he had if he had never been to these places and didn't know that they had sex with people there, or didn't have sex with people there, or they were just fucking spas, and he just said, well, whatever, I'm just gonna fucking kill these places because chink bitches fuck guys for money, then that's obviously racist, right?
Mm-hmm.
But right now, you know, that's like if you killed a prostitute because you're addicted to sex, you're a monster and a horrible person, but you didn't kill her because she was black or white or whatever. You killed her because of a sex thing, because you're a fucking sick fuck, you know?
But now here's the question. What classifies a hate crime?
I'm assuming if it's racially motivated. That's what I thought it was.
What if you're gay? Gay is not a race.
Yeah, but sex, being gay, and having sex with people are two separate things. That's not a. You can't classify being gay as some kind of sex act.
I didn't say I did. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm just saying
it's a race thing. It's more than a race thing.
Well,
right?
no, it's obviously more than a race thing. Sure, gender, of course. You know, but
They're all women.
Okay, but that's obviously not the angle that the world is taking, right? They're like, it's an Asian thing.
It's an Asian woman thing.
Sure, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But still.
It's tricky. No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying.
I just don't. I mean,
Any way you slice it, it might still be
yeah,
classified
of course,
that way. You know?
of course. I mean, I feel like it's like Michael Brown, right?
Who? No, okay, go ahead.
He, he's the guy who killed that cop, or he got killed by the cop.
He was like, he did what now?
Yeah, no, he's very dead. Yeah, he got shot by the cop, but he charged at the cop's car, and fucking stuck his hand in the cop's car and reached for the cop's gun. Like, when is enough time? When is enough where we're gonna say, okay, the cop should put a cap in his ass, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like as a black person that was justified. Like, the cop should have done that. Like, this guy is clearly a piece of shit, right?
Was that the guy who was in the convenience store?
Yeah, he robbed the convenience store ahead of time. Now, I'm not going to judge him based on him robbing the convenience store. That's obviously fucked up. Yeah. But he robbed the convenience store. The cop slowed down, and the cop didn't know about the convenience store.
When we say robbed, we mean he was shoplifting.
He was shoplifting. That's robbing. I mean...
Well, robbing is, give me the fucking money! With a gun. That's different.
He threatened the fucking guy with physical violence.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
What'd he say?
I think he punched the guy or something and reached his hand around the counter and pulled something out of the fucking thing. I mean, that's...
What?
The guy the guy who owned the restaurant's place is clearly scared of him. You know? Robbing is robbing, Michael. I'm not going to debate with you with how you classify robbing. Okay?
I didn't hear all that. All the details. So.
Shoplifted, rob, one diminishes the other. It doesn't matter. He took something that didn't belong to him from a place that wasn't his. Okay? That's unrelated because the cop didn't know about that. The cop was clearly profiling him. He was like, black guy walking in the middle of the street being the dumbass. What's up? Let me just fucking harass this guy. And then he realized when he started to fuck with this kid, he's like, this kid's crazy. He should have left, but he didn't. I don't know. I guess maybe the guy got too close. I don't know. Anyway, the Michael Brown shit should not have been the face of this movement, right? And if this is a real hate crime, yeah, it should be the face of whatever movement comes from this. But if this was just some fucking sick, perverted person who's a deranged maniac who's like, I need to kill somebody because I have a problem, then I don't think it should be whatever. Now, should we not have a conversation about the violence against Asian women or racism against Asian people? Of course we should. We should always have these conversations. Mm-hmm. You know? But I just don't know that this is like should be the thing behind it.
Well, the problem is, I get what you're saying, and I agree with it. I agree with you that we don't know enough, right?
Yeah.
To say one way or the other.
Yeah.
But I will say this. The problem is, just like all these things, whether it's Michael Brown or whoever else, it's like thing after thing after thing keeps happening, right? So, same thing with this, although only just in the last, I'll say, week or two has a spotlight been shown on what's been going on the last
absolutely.
year, really. But I'm sure it's been going on longer than that. But especially since the pandemic, Asian people and apparently Asian women especially have been there's been a sharp rise in hate crimes against them.
Right.
In the United States. And then on top of all that, this fucking happens, you know? So
right.
Of course it's like, oh my God, what the fuck, you know?
See, I think that this is probably like old. I think this stuff's been going on for years. And we just like...
Oh, yeah. It's just like the stuff against black people, right? It's been going on forever. It's just all of a sudden now we're recording it more. Now we're seeing it more. Now it's being brought to light more.
Yeah, and now we're open to talk about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But let me just say this. So, I know, and I'm not a sex addict, but I know how much, how much loneliness and wanting to get laid weighs on me. And I'm sure anybody who used to get laid and now doesn't get laid anymore, especially if you're a dude, you're like, it probably is a problem. You know? Especially if you're like, especially if you're at the point where you're like, I can hire sex workers, and you're like, I don't want to do that anymore, you know? And it's like really at your shit, you know? Like, I just know how much sex is a motivation for men to do anything. So, I think there's a layer to this that, you know, of course won't be explored, right? Like, because men are the predominant oppressors in this world, we aren't going to have that moment where we're like, hey, maybe give us a break too. You know, maybe we are also at our wits' end about stuff. You know what I mean? So, not saying that that's an excuse, and not saying, I'm just saying like there's definitely a component here like to that. If it's really about like this whole angle what the guy said, you know, if that's really what it is, and it's not a race thing, not a thing like I hate Asian women or Asian women are all sex workers and I need to destroy them, like the guy who hit the church, who fucked the church up. I can't think of his name. The really creepy kid who shot up the church like a couple years ago.
Dylan, whatever.
Dylan Roof, yeah. So if Dylan Roof had been like, I hate churches, then you might be like, well, of course it'd be like, it's a hate crime, right? But this is almost like that. If you just said, I hate churches, it had nothing to do with the people in there, just I hate churches. I hate what churches represent. I hate religion, But I don't know. I mean, there's incels are a thing, right? Like incels exist. And when incels do stuff, it may not necessarily because there's a hate crime. It's because they're very disturbed and there's a lot of pressures going on and they're feeling the pressure of loneliness and inadequacy more than most people are, and they can't handle it, And that's something. And so, like, when are those guys going to have their moment when people be like, hey, look, it's a problem and we need to help these people, not ignore them and relegate them to internet obscurity where they can, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not trying to side with this guy. He's a piece of shit. He deserves everything he gets. And I feel sorry for these women. They don't deserve it. Women in general don't deserve the treatment they get in America, in life, really. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Evan, what's your hot take on this?
Very well said, gentlemen.
There you go. Yeah, so this article just gives some detail about the people that were killed and, what their life was like and when they came over and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So check it out if interested.
I think they're doing this preemptively to mitigate the... And the thing is, I don't think we're going to see this from Fox News, right? Because it's not about cops. But they're waiting for someone to come out and say, well, they're all prostitutes in there. They were sucking guys' dicks or something. You know what I mean? Like the victim blaming to begin. Because why would you, why would you take a deep dive in these people's backgrounds? Like, when that guy shot up the gay bar in Florida, nobody was like... I'm sure someone wrote that story, but it wasn't like a Washington Post. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I don't think we need to care about who worked there or what their names were. I mean, of course we should. But...
This guy, man.
Well, no, what I mean by that is we should be shocked and appalled at any level without having this detail humanized for us. You shouldn't need the humanization factor of being like, Xi Zhao Tan or Emily, known by her friends. Like, we don't... Like... This isn't going to make me feel more appalled, at what happened. And I just feel like this is like they're trying to be like, these are real people. They're women. They have the right to live in pursuit of freedom.
Right. That's exactly what they're doing. But I mean, James, you're a reasonable person. Maybe not every person is.
No, you're right. So. Of course. No, there's somebody out there saying, well, look, there's prostitutes, and prostitutes aren't people. Like, people think that. People treat women like that. That's why I try every time to say sex work and not prostitutes, because prostitution is like a bad... You're not supposed to... It's not that you're not supposed to say that, it's just a negative term. You should say sex work now. Because it encompasses OnlyFans and working and jerking guys off at a spa and, whatever else you do, Not saying that that's what they did in these spas. Fuck, James.
We don't know what they did in these spas.
We have no idea what they did in spas. Probably nothing.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, well, two of the victims were maybe customers there.
Jeez.
I think one was maybe there with her husband or something. Like, she was getting like her nails done. I don't know what. I don't know what they were doing, but nothing crazy. Oh, here it is. It says right here. So Delana Yawn, 33, and Paul Andre Michaels or Michelle's, I don't know how you say his name, 54. So it's Delana and her husband had decided to treat themselves to a couples massage and were in separate rooms when the gunman entered and started shooting. Jan was killed, so the woman was killed. Her husband escaped. Oh, he escaped. Okay. Oh, okay. So Paul Andre Michaels was not her husband. Her husband was some other unnamed person. I see. He escaped. The guy, Paul Andre Michael, it says he was a handyman at the spa. That's interesting. It says and he was an Army veteran, but he died. Yeah,
That's a damn shame.
Mm-hmm. It says, the violent end to their lives opened a window to the experience of low-wage immigrant Asian and Asian American women in a stigmatized profession. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, Jane, we don't know what they were doing in there.
Yeah.
You know? It could just be massages and whatever, you know? You get your nails done, get a pedicure, or whatever the fuck, you know?
I love how
Probably all it is.
I love how these motherfuckers fucking show this shit. They got the nerve to tell in a low wage, da-da-da-da-da. Fuck out of here, yo. Gets us capitalism, motherfucker. You guys, it's so baffling how one side of your mouth will say, don't treat these people so poorly. They shouldn't have to work these low wage jobs. What the fuck are you going to do when you come to America? You need health care, right? You know they don't have no fucking health care, by the way. Mm-hmm. Working at a fucking massage parlor for $3.75 an hour or whatever. You know? And yeah, I mean, there's so many problems with this, but the problems are American problems, because America is the kind of place that doesn't take care of people.
Right. Yeah, very true. But also, a lot of these people they didn't come to America yesterday. Some of them have been here for decades.
Sure, yeah, of course.
And they're still working at this type of job.
Well, they work for their friend, or they work for this lady, you know, whatever. If this is the owner, you know, everyone's trying to, you know, they're trying to make do. They don't have any other skills, you know. What are you going to do? You going to go be a doctor all of a sudden? No. Especially if you come here with no money.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks, man. You know?
All right. Well, we'll watch that story. I'm very interested to see what else comes out.
Yep.
All right. And on a lighter note, but still interesting, down in Florida again, it's spring break. And apparently the city is under siege, as they put it, down in Miami. It says here, get this, a state of emergency was declared in Miami Beach as spring breakers overwhelm the city. They implemented a curfew on Saturday in response to large and unruly crowds of spring break visitors. I can only imagine. James, you've been down there for something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were at Daytona Beach?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was crazy, right?
Yeah. It's insanity.
It's pandemonium, right?
Yeah, this is about normal.
So, I can only fucking imagine. It says here, the mayor said the crush of vacationers to the city's entertainment district had overwhelmed law enforcement, even with reinforcements from other local agencies. Our city right now has become a Tinder, and we cannot have a policy of simply hoping that it's not lit. It says as squad cars attempted to clear the road, some people danced and twerked on cars. One man tossed money into the crowd.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. That's hilarious, honestly.
Dude, that's fucking... I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all, though, right?
Well, yeah, no. And then, look, pepper balls were shot at the revelers, they're calling them, briefly prompting a stampede.
Jesus, it's fucking loud, too. My God.
Yeah, I bet.
That's how it is, though, man. That's how when we went to Black College Reunion in Daytona, it was like this. It's fucking crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It was like wall-to-wall people. You could not move anywhere. The fucking every sidewalk was packed with people, cars everywhere.
I'm sorry I missed that trip.
Yeah, you should have gone.
great.
You would have loved it. Actually, you'd have loved it.
That would have been great.
You would have loved it.
Of course, I think you spent half the trip looking for Malik.
Yeah. Yeah, who was in jail. Yeah. That
Was
sucked.
he actually in jail, or was he not in jail?
No, he was actually in jail. He was actually
Oh,
in
he
jail.
was? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought you found a Malik, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, we did. We found a Malik in jail, and I sat down and talked to him, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? You know? Because none of us knew Malik's last name.
That's what you do. You travel thousands of miles, or 1,000 miles, whatever,
Yeah.
with someone who you don't even know their last fucking name.
Yeah. It's so funny, but like that was the realization we got after like, how do we find this fucking guy? You know? I was like, I think his last name's Diaby or something. That wasn't his last name. It's like, how do you spell that? I was like, I don't know, man. Do you have a Malik in there or what? They're like, well, it's Black College Reunion. There's 75 Maliks in here. You know, he didn't say that, but that might as well been what he was, you know, communicating with me. And some fucking Malik from fucking, he's like, hey, what's up? I was like, yo, who are you, dog? And the guy's like, can you call my boys? I was like, oh man, I don't think so, dog. I gotta go.
That's like you pulled a what's it called? What's the movie with Harrison Ford? As he didn't kill his wife.
Oh,
The Fugitive.
The Fugitive, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes into jail to see a one-armed man,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh no." The guy's like, "Well, I'm here, man. Might as well talk about something."
Yeah, that's right.
That's hilarious. All right. Well, we talked about the solar winds thing, right? At some point.
Yeah, hack.
Did we talk about exactly what happened or what the deal was? So, just a little bit more. I'll just mention this really quickly. I found a little bit more detail about it. Apparently, a lot of their stuff is open source, right? And so someone had posted on their GitHub or whatever page, there was something in there with a password.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And it was like a password that was in every distribution of solar winds. You know, like password 123 or some shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
And apparently that was in there since like 2017.
Jesus Christ.
So
very high IQ move.
Yeah. It's
Dude.
like awesome.
What was somebody even thinking? Like,
They took it off of GitHub, like someone realized it at some point, you know?
yeah.
It took it down, like maybe in 2020 or something, but it took forever. And of course, by that time,
It was already, yeah.
and
penetrated.
it's already in everyone's shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like that password's hard coded into everyone's stuff, you know?
So and plus if you're, you know, malicious hackers, you're targeting something. So you're going to look at the GitHub pages and the blogs of the developers, and you're going to go deep on research, you know?
Yep. Awesome. I bet most of Nutanix is open source, or a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it's based. Well, a component of it is based on OVS, Open vSwitch. Yeah, so it's microsegmentation stuff.
No, and it's Red Hat, right? Isn't it running? Is it basically Red Hat?
I don't think it's Red Hat.
Well, I'll tell
Actually,
you.
Yeah, it is Red Hat because it's CentOS.
The Cohesity we have is CentOS. So.
I was gonna say CentOS, but that's Red Hat.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, honestly, so's VMware, or at least it was
yeah.
at one point, like a million years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They just highly
making,
customized it.
They're making a move drastically away from that now.
Who is
VMware. Yeah.
Well, so well, you might be right, but the hypervisor was Red Hat. I know that, and maybe they are making a move away from that. They do have though their own kind of like VMware Linux now or something, which I think is actually based on something else. I don't remember what now, but like when we're running the it's a virtual appliance that manages all the VMware hosts and stuff. The vCenter server, right? That is not running Red Hat anymore. You know, that's something else entirely. But yeah, I know ESXi 7 was released not too long ago. Maybe a year ago or something. I wonder if that's still Red Hat or what.
I don't think so. I think they're going after. I think starting with 7, they're getting like super proprietary.
I mean, I think if you're a company that big, you got to, right? You got to move away from anything. Like SolarWinds is a good example of why, but there's all kinds of reasons why. You don't want people to be able to figure out how their fucking magic sauce works. Otherwise, you have a cohesity incident. You know? Or fucking people in Nutanix are very bitter about that. A lot of salt over there on over
Really?
cohesity. Absolutely.
Oh, you
Copy
talked to
paste
them?
rename.
I mean, my boss, the guy who hired, I was hired to work with a guy who was the sales lead for DC, and he just told us in a meeting a couple Fridays ago, like, yeah, my last day today, I'm going to work at Cohesity. And they were like, you should have heard the atmosphere on the call, because a lot of these guys have been in Nutanix for 20 years. So they're like, or not 20 years, but since the company existed. And they're like, oh, all right. I'm not even joking.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck is this tenseness about?
So
and I asked...
So they're not like, oh, well, Cohesity, all right, good luck, brother. Like,
No.
they're not. They don't like Cohesity at all, huh?
Not at all.
That's
they
funny.
hate Cohesity. They hate
funny.
Cohesity, and they look at anybody who goes from Nutanix to Cohesity, which is what Cohesity did was the CEO or the CTO or something started Cohesity, and he just did a big brain drain and took a bunch of people from Nutanix with him. And
Right.
so there's a lot of...
He's one of the co-founders of Nutanix.
Yeah, there's a lot of salt and traitorous vibes about Cohesity's existence. Not even joking. People are pissed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny. And I bet a lot of places have both?
I mean, yes and no.
Yes and no.
Like
We have both. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, like there's a thing, like they made it so that the Cohesity products wouldn't work with Nutanix for a long time. So when you try to use a Cohesity product with Nutanix, the Nutanix stuff just wouldn't natively work with it. Where like something like Haiku works with Nutanix like that. Like it's almost plug and play how easy Haiku works with Nutanix or VMware. They go out of their way to make themselves work with VMware. But Cohesity, they were like they did everything they could. Just aside from making it not work, they made it so it was extremely hard to get them to work together. Yeah.
Interesting. That's funny.
Yeah.
He's like, don't say Cohesity around my people. Like,
Yeah, they get upset, man. It's so weird. I'm not used to that. It's like, all right, it's just another tech product, but yeah, no.
Right. Well, it's like, to me, and I don't know the vibe, right, of any of these things, obviously, but to me, it's like the same thing would happen with, there used to be Palm, right? And then one of the guys left and founded Handspring, you know? And so they're Handspring visors and stuff. I'm
sure it's the same way, yeah, or was the same way.
Yeah. I think Palm eventually bought them, but yeah, it was basically the same thing.
It's like what? Steve Jobs went and started
Next,
yeah, and then they got bought by Apple.
Yeah, I think that was a twofer. I don't know if Steve Jobs went to Apple's
They wanted
or how that worked.
Yeah, they probably
they wanted Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
but they also wanted the OS.
Yeah, right.
And so the underpinnings of OS 10 are from the next OpenStep.
But wasn't the next PCs their shit was all based on PCs, right? Intel based, right?
Yeah.
And it was it was super high end, really high quality. That was their whole thing.
Oh yeah, they were like workstations.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, man. So
it's kind of funny how much a name will carry you. You know what I mean? If anyone had started that company, it wasn't Steve Jobs, it'd have been well, whatever. But Steve Jobs started it, and it's oh shit, gotta get me a next.
When Apple started developing OS 10, and obviously it's based on the next operating system, for a long time. So Apple obviously was PowerPC back then, right? They didn't switch to Intel till 2005 or 2006 or something. If you're a registered developer with Apple and you're getting advanced copies of the OS and stuff, they actually made them in both PowerPC and Intel variants even back then. Even though Apple didn't make any Intel-based computers. So you could actually run it on basically a PC. So they were doing that all the way back then. They were making
Neat.
both. Yep. And of course now they're switching platforms again. ARM. You know Windows is doing the same thing, right?
No.
They've been doing the same thing.
I mean,
but-
on their old Surface RT or something, that was ARM based.
Yeah, but yeah, I exactly. There is that, but apparently there's a whole new set of stuff that's ARM. Even Linus on Linus Tech Tips, even he showed a tablet computer, almost like a Microsoft Surface, but it's made by someone else. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like a real one, not like a $200 one or a $400 one, like a real one, and it's that ARM. It's this new ARM stuff. Really weird. I was like, how have I never heard of this? But apparently it's a thing. So they're doing the same thing on the Windows side as well. Very interesting.
Good.
All right. Well, let's go on to entertainment, shall we? James, you have something here for us. What is the first item?
Oh yeah. So Coming to America 2. We talked about it. I mean, I guess we didn't talk about it. We're about to talk about it.
We're about to talk about it. That's right.
We're about to talk about it right now.
Give us your assessment, sir.
Michael caught me off guard by requesting something of me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
request your engagement with our show here.
Yeah, I was I was looking at Linus Tech Tips trying to find what you're talking about. They made Coming to America 2. I guess I knew they were making this like a couple years ago, but I forgot about it. And I thought, I'll be honest with you, I kind of was expecting like, oh, this is going to be really bad, whatever it is, you know. It's either going to be really bad or really good, you know. And sadly, I think it falls somewhere in the middle, you know. It's kind of cheesy, not bad, but not really good. It's kind of like, all right, it strikes all the nostalgia chords, you know what I mean? I was excited they brought back, what's his name? His buddy, Simi. What's his name?
Arsenio Hall?
Yeah, Arsenio Hall. I was like, this guy's dead. I thought he was dead. People said he died of...
You know who I thought was legitimately dead?
Who?
And I was like, man, this is great CGI. James Earl Jones.
Me too. I was like, this fool's got to be dead.
Yeah.
He's 710 years old. He's got to be dead. But nope,
Yep.
He's still there, grizzled and, you know, he was old in fucking, Clear and Present Danger?
He was old in Field of Dreams.
Yeah, he was old in Field of Dreams. He's been old for years. James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones is like Morgan Freeman, who was born when he was 45.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Michael, was it Clear and Present Danger he was in? He was the Navy Admiral?
He was.
Yeah. And he was old as shit then.
Yeah.
He's old as shit.
There's only one thing I've ever seen him in where he's young. And it's a movie that's in black and white called Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
He's in that. I didn't know that. Huh.
Yep. He's on the bomber.
I love how you say, call a movie called, and then say Dr. Strangelove. That's not one of those movies you have to say, a thing called, it's this thing, I don't know what it is. It's some kind of a movie film. It's very old. You've never heard of it.
Movie
Dr.
video film.
Strangelove. Fuck out of here.
Yes. That's my
Did you go
setup,
see
James.
that at the Nickelodeon?
Yeah. Jesus.
Is it a talkie?
Yeah, it's a talkie, yeah.
Also, I'm
Cost
like,
me
please,
one straw penny. Yeah.
please pronounce the movie title correctly in its entirety.
It's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Thank you very much.
Is that the name of the movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And I found the video I was referencing. It's actually this. I think it's this one with. It's actually a comparison between one of the new Apple M1 computers, and it's called a Surface Pro X. So it is a Microsoft one.
Look at that. James Earl Jones.
Yeah. It's like, where's Major Kong? Yeah. And dude, you hear him, he sounds exactly the same. You're like, holy shit, you know, like, but he's like skinny and young.
Even
crazy.
then, like he looks 40
Well, here he is.
in that movie. He was probably like 23.
I think he's like 17 or something, or 19, or I don't know how old he was. But.
So actually, Michael, we saw him in a movie Evan brought to my house. Evan bought a disc with like 300 movies on it. Mm-hmm. He's in one. It was a horror movie, and James Earl Jones is in it.
Huh.
He looks like this. It's not this movie, but he looks like this.
I don't remember that.
I remember, and I remember being like, "This fucking James Earl Jones. What the fuck?"
Yeah, and Evan, this Surface Pro X, $1,300 on Amazon.
That's up there.
Yep.
James, go back one.
Dude, I wish I had a black hair on my chest like this. This is the black guy chest hair that I want so desperately.
True.
But I don't. I want it to be like nappy, like 70s. Like, people are like, damn, look at that. Look at his chest. That's what I want.
Maybe there's a technique you can use to do that. So
Maybe.
when this is 1970.
Is that Jay-Z? Right there?
Oh, yes.
Now this guy's more handsome.
Yeah.
The
The Great White Hope. This is a movie I've never seen.
65.
Yeah, he does. He looks old. He's got great teeth. He looks old. Has anyone seen this, The Great White Hope?
No.
No.
This is another famous movie. I've just never seen it.
I remember hearing the title at some point, but I don't even know what it's about or anything. So.
I think it's about boxing or something.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Yeah, The Great White Hope, same thing. It seems like it'd be about some race shit, so I'm just like, I don't know if I'm interested in that.
Definitely looks 65 in that one.
Swashbuckler.
Oh
Jeez.
Is that the guy from Jaws?
No.
It's not the captain from Jaws. Go back one picture, please.
The captain.
No, that's not him.
On the
You think
left?
That's Quint.
No.
Yes.
Oh, wait, maybe it is.
Maybe. What's the... What? I don't think so. It says
Robert Shaw.
Stone. Or is it Robert Shaw? Is that what it said?
Oh, shit. What's it called?
I don't know the guy's actual name. He looks a lot like him to me.
It might be the same guy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think he was a famous actor, in older movies.
That looks like him. What was it called? It's called The Swashbuckler, they said here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it's not fucking...
Robert Shaw is Quint.
There you go.
Yep.
It's him. Good eye,
So
Evan.
it is him. Good job, Evan.
Yeah. Good fucking shot.
Yeah, see, Evan, and when I said sea shanty, I was thinking specifically of the song they sing in this movie.
Okay.
I'm sorry, in Jaws. If I'm not being clear. In Jaws.
Not the sea shanty from the Great White Hope.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, anyway, back to what's it called? Yeah, so he's in it. James Earl Jones. They brought him
to
back.
America.
They brought everybody back. Honestly, they brought back like the creepy old pastor. They brought back all the barbershop guys who should have been long dead. Obviously, they're just Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy in makeup, but they brought all those guys back.
Okay.
They brought back, and they look like they didn't put any effort into making them look like they aged at all. They're like,
no.
Here's the same guys from earlier on, and here they are again. And it was just like, okay, cool. I accepted it. It was fine. I love those guys. They hit all the comedy notes that they needed to hit, whether they were funny or not. At the very end credit sequence, you have the old Jewish guy said he looks at the African lady's fabric while they're in Africa. He's like, "What is this, velvet?" Like that famous line came from Coming to America, and he said it again. And I was like, "Do we really have to say it again, though? Like, we really had to do that again? Do we like? To me, the guy who they didn't have was the Soul Glow guy. Why not have the Soul Glow guy? Soul Glow, let it shine through. This guy. Why not have this guy? Yeah, there will be no Soul Glow in Coming to America 2, and that's unacceptable. And I don't know why. This guy was great. His Jerry curl was so juicy, yo. God damn, it was juicy as fuck. Yeah.
So you're telling me that's not Lionel Richie?
No, it's not Lionel Richie. It's just some guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Evan, I'm with you on that one.
Coming to America's Soul Glow as his greatest composition. Is there the ad somewhere? Oh, here it is. Oh,
Another
God, we're
strike.
going to get a fucking copyright strike. I'm not going to look at that
Sweet.
next time. Anyway, yeah. He wasn't in the ad. This guy wasn't in the movie. That's Nia's boyfriend or whatever at the time.
Mm.
You know, and I don't know why he was not gonna be in the movie. I really don't know why. That's kind of sad. I'm sure I'll have to look it up and see. I'm sure there's a reason in this article for me. But yeah, so I don't know. But otherwise, it was a good movie. I mean, it was fine. It hit all the notes. I expect that any '80s movie is gonna be like that, right? Like, it's not gonna be like some reimagining, and it's gonna be some really great like comedy's different than it is now. It's darker and less good times, you know. Less knee slappy and more cerebral, and so it's not gonna hit these same notes as the other ones as the old shit did, you know. So I don't know if
I
they
like
could
Wesley
even
Snipes.
He was great. He was great at it.
General
Honest,
Easy.
I like him doing that role. I love seeing him doing weird shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of that other shit though. Anytime you see like this cartoonish African shit, it makes me cringe. You know, it just makes me cringe. I'm like, are African people really like this? Or is this just like an American person's version of what we think African people are actually like all this flipping around and singing and shit. And I honestly, I don't like musicals. So all the singing shit is out the window for me. I just had no interest in that. And there's a lot of singing in this movie. Too much, if you ask me.
The dance troupe to introduce every person to the room.
It's fucking weird. That to me is just fucking weird. And I just couldn't get... I was like... Anything that takes me out of the movie is just like odd to me, and those every time someone was singing, every time someone was dancing, the funeral, James Earl Jones' character's funeral. Okay, I got the singing there, but all the other singing and introductions, I was like, no, that's for the birds. I'm not interested in that. It's too much, you know. Definitely cool to look at, I guess. You know, maybe they're going for a Bollywood vibe. That's all I could think. I was, they're trying to strike some kind of Bollywood situation going on here with this. It's not necessary, though, because that's Bollywood's thing. That's not a African thing, as far as I know. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Michael, what do you think? You haven't seen it, right? You didn't see it yet.
I have not seen it.
Did you see the first Coming to America?
No.
Oh, boy. You haven't lived. The first one's great.
Maybe we have to do a back-to-back movie night?
Yeah, we could. That'd be fine.
You know, Evan and I agree. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing. That's the whole reason I haven't watched the second one. I haven't seen the first one. I'm not going to understand it. No, I'm sure it'd be fine. But
I mean, honestly, you really need to see the first one, just because that movie is for fans of the first. It's for fans. It's not for anybody else.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I'll. Well, we'll do that. You know, Evan and I actually watched a few episodes of Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, nice.
We went back to season 1. Because I had missed a lot of it. So we got through, 3 or 4 episodes of them?
Yeah, we skipped the first couple, which you had seen, and we stopped at episode 8, I believe.
Damn, so that's right, you hadn't seen a lot of it.
We're halfway.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for excluding me, you know.
You're never around, James. You're never around. You're always playing...
It's true.
Crossbearer, blah, or whatever game you're playing now. Cross Shadow... Dungeon Master or whatever.
Chaos Bane. A dungeon crawler.
Is that the correct correct name?
It's not called Crossbane. I'm an idiot. It's called Warhammer Chaos Bane. Yeah.
Okay. Chaos Bane.
It's okay that you have 2 distinct, very separate groups of friends. I'm not mad at you for that. But Mike and I often try to reach out, and you don't want to hear it. I'm not interested.
It's true.
Look.
Not mad at you.
He's like, you know what? Go fuck yourself. No.
Well, let me get close to the camera here for the people watching this and thinking that I'm abusing my 2 best friends.
Like, hello, you hear me?
Yeah.
This is for you.
There you go. There's a place they could reach me. They refuse to go.
Where?
Okay.
Okay, so you don't always have like Gmail and Hangouts open. Fine. I tag you in Discord. I DM you in Discord. Sometimes you never answer.
Well, if you DM me, so I don't honestly. I won't see. Look, I'm bad at all forms of communication. Let me just not pretend. I'm bad at all form of communications. If you send me a message in Discord, I will see it that day at some point in time. But because I have 73 Discord channels added, I have to scroll way up to see my messages. So I need to pare down my Discords probably. And you know what? That's what I'll do today. I'll group all my Discords up into appropriate places so I can see the messages when they come in. That's the first thing I'll do. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm normally in Discord. I normally look to see what George says to me. I've been having a rousing conversation with George.
I noticed.
About VR. Yeah, about VR. And I was going to actually, you know what I was going to do? I was going to buy him a game. And I was like, no, that's too much. Just chill. You don't want to scare him. You know? He's like a skittish kitten. You don't want to fucking push him off. So I was like, okay. I asked him for his Steam ID, and I was going to do it. And I was like, you know what? Just relax. Leave him be. He's a grown-ass man. You know, so I left him be. Maybe I'll play a game with him at some point when I got to set my VR back up.
Sounds like someone's got a crush.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, you know, he's into games, so he's got VR,
True.
you know.
There you go.
He said he wants to play, what's it called with us?
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Star
Michael,
Trek Bridge, whatever.
Michael has to get his stuff set up.
I do.
Yeah. I think Evan's probably a little bit easier than you, but yeah, you got to get your shit set up, Michael.
I do.
I wouldn't say I'm easier.
I mean, it's probably easier for you to set it up.
Oh, okay.
We know you're not easier, Daddy.
Harder to convince, easier to implement.
Yeah, there
Yes.
you go.
Me, it's the reverse.
Yeah. And honestly, it might be time to get new
Headsets.
headsets. Yeah, HMDs. Just because
these no good anymore.
No, it's not that. It's just, you know, I don't know if the WMDs have been updating the firmware and tracking and stuff like they should, you know, because it just didn't take off like it should have. So, there's much better ones out there for the same price or a little less now that do a lot of stuff. I mean, they're all through Facebook, which is a bad thing, but
I don't want that.
they're still not bad. Yeah, they're still really good. So,
what about the one that you have? What's the new version of that?
I think it's a Cosmos, but I wouldn't buy that.
No,
You want,
the one your actual VR.
yeah,
headset.
the Vive Cosmos.
Oh, that's the new one.
That's the new one, or the Vive Pro for like prosumer, but there's the Vive Cosmos is their next level up. But I wouldn't buy that
Cosmos Elite.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy that one. If I was going to buy a new VR headset today and didn't care about the money, I'd buy Steam VR wall mounts, Steam VR hands, and then I'd buy the HP Reverb 2. That's the one to get. It's like about $400 or $500, I think.
HP Reverb 2, huh?
No, but it's, you gotta remember, you gotta buy $200 base stations and $200 controllers for your hands.
So you're still under $1,000.
Yeah, you are. It's
Roughly.
not like the ones that you guys have though, are like $300, and it's not like the Facebook one. It's probably like $400. So, yeah.
I see. Man, I swear to God, though, man, I'm on the HP website for this thing, and they show a picture of a woman sitting at her desk playing this thing,
Yeah.
and it looks like the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's just not a good look. I mean, I'm sure it works well and it's fine. It just looks dumb. And maybe that they're all going to look dumb. I don't know, and that's it. We're all just going to look dumb from now on, which is fine. But I just sent you guys the link.
So you know what? I wonder if
You gotta scroll all the way to the bottom though for this one, or almost all the way to the bottom. It's a red-headed woman.
Oh yeah, she looks fucking stupid. Jeez, God.
James is like, is that what I look like? Like, yeah.
No, I know. People who wear VR look dumb. It looks like the worst thing ever. That's the problem with it, right? Morehouse College is doing a program where they have 2 college courses you can take in VR.
Oh,
The
really?
concept
That's
is cool.
interesting.
It's really interesting. But the problem is it's VR. You got to be.
Well, no one has a VR headset.
Yeah,
A.
no one has a VR headset. The other thing is, a big problem with VR is that you need, basically you have to be a prosumer to have one, or a gamer.
Right. I
You
mean,
know,
you're not
you need
just
a crazy
you're-
PC.
Your mom's not
just
going to
a
go
headset.
pick one up and be like, "Oh, gotta go get a VR headset." You know, like that's not a thing.
And
you
even
know?
if she
So-
did, she couldn't use it because she wouldn't have the video card to run it. You know, so there's so many problems with VR right now. So like, they said the PSVR put VR in 5 million homes. That's huge. You know, but
PSVR.
yeah, PlayStation's VR.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, and it's how most people experience VR.
What?
Yep.
Yeah. And then they said that fucking the new Quest 2, I think it's called, the Oculus Quest 2, is like now like the market controller for, it's like the market HMD to have now. Where is it here? Fucking Soul Glow. Where the fuck did I put it? Here, yeah. But yeah, the Quest 2 is like the one to have. And that one, you don't need a fucking crazy, you don't need a crazy thing for, which is kind of nice. You don't need a crazy video card. And it's wireless.
Oh, this VR thing is for PlayStation 4. I see.
Yeah. So they're making a new one called Quest, they're making a new one, PSVR 3 or PSVR 2, whatever it is. It's going to be a new
okay.
PSVR with the new one. And so they asked Xbox, like the CTO or Xbox or whatever, like, are you guys going to do one? He's like, no one asked for VR and Xbox. So just imagine that. Like, again, Microsoft is behind
He's
the
like,
fucking...
no, fuck that. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the vibe. Just
Yeah.
imagine can you imagine like being behind the 8 ball? Like if you use VR, if you've ever used it, you'd immediately understand. It's amazing. And if there was the applications for it, everyone would use it. You know, even Evan's stubborn ass would use it. He would begrudgingly have one and put it on every day of his life if he had the right applications that made it useful for him.
I just use it for driving games.
I mean, dude.
Can you use your computer? How well does that work? Like using your computer, like
So that's
I'm going to interact with my files and browse the web and stuff.
That is fine, but the problem is like interfacing, the interface. Mm-hmm. How do you manipulate things in VR? It's a pain.
Right.
You know? It's
We
a
need
huge...
power gloves, man.
Yeah, there's a guy on TikTok, actually. His name's Lucas VR on TikTok. And he has a 3D printed glove that you can make that works. Is this him? This isn't him. He's not this creepy guy.
But this Lucas also has power gloves.
Yeah, no, that's not him.
What a coincidence.
And when I say power glove, I mean, you guys know what I'm saying. Like,
Yep.
I mean, there is a thing from Nintendo, but obviously, I mean, like,
Yeah.
you wear a glove and that lets you manipulate things in your virtual.
Oh, yeah.
This is what the guy made.
environment.
See that?
So, and right now you just hold these controller things, right, with triggers and shit,
Yeah.
buttons. It's kind of like, you know.
But you see this, right? So you can manipulate VR objects, get tension, and everything else. Yeah,
Okay.
and he made this with a 3D printer, and he's released the plans for people. You know? So someone's going to take this and make something super and this one simulates tension. So if you hold onto a ball, it feels like you're holding onto a ball.
Right.
You know?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And he made this, and it's like, yeah, you could just fucking make
It's
this.
quite unwieldy, but
Yeah, but you should see the other
it's
ones.
it's a prototype. So.
Yeah, VR.
I mean, it depends how much money you want to spend. James, you know, we've talked about Code Miko before on Twitch.
Yeah.
A VTuber. She wears, a suit that tracks her body movement, and she just added a pair of gloves so you can see her fingers move now. And there's no wires. It's just a camera that tracks the suit.
Right. Well, there are only wires for the,
These-
force feedback, basically. You know.
So look at these, Michael. You see these?
I do.
Look how crazy these are compared to the other
ribbon cable?
guys.
Oh my god.
Big difference. And this other end of those is hooked to an air compressor.
Okay.
So you talk about unwieldy.
It's like you got a generator out the back.
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
Powering these things, a gas generator.
Yeah.
Like what? Like,
So you look at what this guy made. These right here, and then this crazy thing right here, which is like a monster has its fingers on top of your hand. You know, this thing, these haptic gloves by Haptics. Yeah.
Someone's going to get so deep into this world and then come full circle and be like, dude, you have force feedback VR controllers in real life. They're your hands.
Oh, it's going to just come all the way back. Yeah.
Yeah. Just wrap all the way around. He's like,
It's like, is there a way where we can
touch stuff,
implant this in your body where you get to feel it? It's like, yes, right here.
It's like, dude, I can like feel things. It's crazy. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like totally like, and I haven't like, I think I've decided that I enjoy watching things from afar, but I love like being entranced by them. You know, so like I'm really interested in VR from like 60,000 feet. And I'm really interested in like haptics and like the social interactions of people in VR, but from far away. Like I just saw a video the other day about a guy who just slept in VR. Like, and he sleeps in VR all the time. Like he goes in VR chat, hangs out with his friends, and then falls asleep with his.
Special. I sleep in this chair all the time.
I mean, it's a little bit different.
Could I fall asleep with a VR headset on my head? Absolutely. Just give me that chance.
Michael, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of us in SL Life a long time ago.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like us in Second Life, SL Life. It's like us in Second Life, fucking being on Second Life, talking to girls, hanging out with our friends, fucking having fucking weird virtual relationships, fucking all that stuff. And then fucking hanging out in there and falling asleep in there, which I've done many times, falling asleep in Second Life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and because it felt so like normal, like home. You know what I mean? Or a home, not home, but a home. You know, and this is the same way for these people. It's really cool, man. I love the social interaction, how people are changing the paradigm.
We talked about how cool would it have been to have this technology when we were using Second Life.
Yeah.
And I know Second Life was supporting some VR stuff for a time, but I guess they stopped.
I mean, they have their own VR thing, which I don't know what happened to it. I have an account to it, and I tried it out.
You mean
it was
like
very
Sensa or whatever it's called?
Yeah, it's very boring. No one uses it.
Yeah,
which is sad, but because they know about, you know, it's just like they're like Microsoft with VR in general, right? Like when VR chat was just hatching an idea, these guys had the infrastructure, the community, and the money to actually make it. And they just didn't. They were just like, no, we're going to keep Second Life the way it is. They should have gone virtual world with it a long time ago. But they didn't. They missed their opportunity. Since it's a day late and a dollar short. Like the whole thing of like a virtual world with an actual real world economy, a real world stock market, and it's an actual place that, you know, where people can make money. Second Life did it first. And nobody's done it since. And whenever I talk, it's so funny. Whenever I talk to people about who don't know about Second Life, about like making money in a video game, they're like shocked and appalled at the idea. And they're like, who'd want to do that? I'm like, what are you talking about? You telling me you wouldn't stay home and play video games all day? Of course you fucking would. What are you, stupid?
They're like, no, I want to. If it was good for me, it's good for everyone.
Yeah.
If I paid for college, everyone else can too.
Yeah, I love working at the bank. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You fucking
If I worked
stupid?
at a dead-end job for 40 years,
Yeah.
everyone else can too. It
Yeah.
was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Good enough. Yeah.
People are fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the whole logic is about settling. I don't know what it is about settling. People love to settle.
You used to be able, right, and you used to be able to work one job, you know, at the bank or wherever the fuck you worked, and your wife stayed home, and you could buy a house and your 2 cars and put your kids through school and everything else, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You can't fucking do that anymore, can you? So.
Nope. Nope.
So
That's
fuck them.
yeah. Now you gotta be in a relationship. You know, you gotta have somebody with you.
Multiple income streams.
You got to, even if that's. And Michael sent me a tweet there earlier. Not a tweet. Yeah, it was a tweet. Someone screenshot on Instagram.
Yeah,
it was fucking great. Say it, Michael. Say the thing. Say the thing.
it was like, there's no law that says you have to get married and whatever. It's like normalize getting a mansion with 5 of your best friends and having 10 dogs. Like, that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what we've been fucking talking about.
Yeah. That's great. Like, we, in our brains, we're like, it has to be a compound. It don't have to be a compound. It could be a fucking mansion in fucking, for $800,000, $900,000. We all make enough money, you know what I mean? Just get like fucking 6 or 7 people and live in a nice ass house. You know? Fuck it. Live in a nice ass house. That'd be great. That'd be fucking great. But, and I'm sure, and I'll be honest with you,
I think we are all each other's common law.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever.
I think society, I think right now America hasn't fully, we're in this little middle period between like a 2-person, like I'm married to my wife and that's how we get through the world, and we're separating from that to like being like, because I think the intermediate area is like all this gender shit, all this like, well, I'm poly and this, that, and the other thing, and pan, da 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 da. All of that stuff is going to birth people's willingness for the Gen Xers and the Gen Zs, not Gen Xers, the Gen Zs and the millennials, to be like, to get to that place where they're like, okay, you can live in a household with 7 people and be dating 3 or 4 of them, and some of them are just friends, and it's all cool. You know what I mean? And we're all comfortable with that. Like, people in my age group aren't comfortable with that because we're all like, come from this like headspace of like, well, you can only have one woman and only can have one man. You know what I mean? But those people are like, hey, well, whatever. Like, this is like, that's optional. You know? So I think one day in the next 50 years, that's what it's going to be, right? And especially if America stays afloat and capitalism late-stage capitalism continues for another 100 or so years, like it's probably going to do, those people will have to do that to survive, right? They'll have to live 5 people in a house with 10 dogs to survive. So it's coming.
I'm down. James and I tried to have our own multiracial.
Yeah, they thought we were gay. They thought we were a couple. But guess so, your partner. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
Look
man.
at Michael blushing.
Yeah, I'm blushing. Yeah, this is my natural skin tone, unfortunately. Pink. I'm like an Enterprise where he calls everyone pink skin.
Yeah.
Even though there's like a black guy sitting right there, you're like,
yeah.
But
that was hilarious, though, man.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
actually. Yeah, it's like, oh, you flatter me. No.
Yeah.
It's like we're both messy gays. Like what?
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. We're messy gays.
That's like, so I've never actually seen it. I've only heard about it and read about it. But Sarah Silverman had a show on Comedy Central, like a sitcom, for 2 or 3 seasons or something. And apparently, so they had these 2 characters that would always show up and like just hang out. And they're always hanging out together, right? Like, it's always these 2 dudes. Mm-hmm. And they were like, they never said, like, are they brothers? Are they what? Like, what is the deal, And then they just, one day they're like, all right, we're just going to make them gay, But they're just, like, 2 regular dudes who hang out and play video games and whatever, and just are like, whatever, like, wearing hoodies and, like, it's like sloppy and stuff. It's like, whatever. Like,
we're going to make them gay.
Yeah, I was like, that is hilarious. Okay, James. So, I don't know where we got to where we got, but next up, the Zach Snyder cut of Justice League, right?
Yeah. So, I heard about this about a year ago, that it was a thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I heard like someone say, release the Snyder cut. This is like right after Justice League came out, when people were like, oh, this is a bad movie. It's not a good movie. Right? They're like, release the Snyder cut. So people were like, well, there's not really a cut. You know, it was like when people said release the butthole cut of cats. You know, they want to see the cut of cats where all the cats had buttholes, you know, that were edited out. People are like, let's release the butthole cut. Like, you're like, there's not really a real butthole cut out there. Is there?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it turned out, of course, there was not a butthole cut. So the same thing with the Snyder cut. We're like, okay, well, there's not actually a Snyder cut. I just dismissed it. I was like, it's not really a thing. And I didn't care anyway because I didn't like the movie. I was like, it's not a good movie, and this is not a good DC universe. Even though I really wanted to see a Ben Affleck Batman, and I wanted to see, I liked this guy as Superman. What's his name? Bulky McHandsome guy. Bulky McGamer handsome guy. Kevin.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
You like Kevin McCants as Superman.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's my.
I don't know who any of these people are, so
Yeah.
you got me. I
Um,
don't know who Henry Cavill is. I don't know any of these people. So.
Henry Cavill,
no,
this guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Also known as The Witcher.
wouldn't know.
Jesus. Okay, we got to do movie night and force feed Michael good shit. No problem.
Yeah, okay.
We can make it happen. We're gonna watch Rob Roy. Okay.
God.
We're gonna watch The Patriot. These are all movies Michael hates.
Yes.
Michael's like, I don't want to. He said, if there's a flintlock in the movie, I don't want to see it.
Can I add Last of the Mohicans to the
Last of the Mohicans, absolutely. We're gonna watch all these movies that Michael hates.
What's the one with No, I'm thinking of Dances with Wolves. Okay. I
we'll
saw
watch-
that, but it was so long ago. I really don't remember.
Yeah, like another 19-hour movie. That's 3 hours, I think.
At least.
So apparently Zach Snyder was on the outs with Warner Brothers when he was making this movie. I don't know why or what happened. And then halfway through or toward the end of filming or during editing or something, I don't know what happened, but his daughter died. So his daughter died, or she was in the hospital, I think. And he said, okay, I'm going to take time for my
It
family.
says here the suicide of his daughter,
There you go, suicide. Okay.
Autumn.
Yeah. So she committed suicide. He left to go deal with family stuff, and they brought Josh. I think his name is Joss Whedon, but I always say
Yes.
Josh Sweden. Anyway, they brought Josh Whedon in.
That's great. Like, who's that? That's
Yeah,
the guy.
yeah, it's a totally different dude.
Joss Whedon.
Whedon, yeah,
Whedon?
Joss Whedon with a
Evan, what is he known for?
hard H.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Firefly, Serenity.
Yeah,
Okay, and didn't they recently cancel him too?
no, I don't think so.
They did.
I don't know.
I thought they were like, oh yeah, he's a piece of shit. Like, oh,
I mean, all
he is.
successful men are pieces of shit,
of
but
course he is. Is Tom
So-
Hanks a piece of shit, James? The minute we
To
find
some-
out
to someone he is.
yeah.
the minute we find out he did something crazy, that's it. That's like, okay.
I mean, is Keanu Reeves a piece of shit? I don't know.
Apparently not.
Maybe
from my understanding.
maybe Keanu and Tom Hanks are perfect. I don't know. But anyway, so he left the filming, and they brought Joss Whedon in, and he. Okay, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is like, to me, the birth of all the shitty hero teen TV shows that you see out flooded on TV now. They're good in their own way of like soap opera-y supernaturalness, but otherwise they're horrible. And I've already said plenty about Firefly. I know everyone loves Firefly and Serenity. I didn't like either of them. Firefly was absolute rubbish to me. It's like a bad sci-fi. It was a bad sci-fi to me, and I didn't like it. You know, it's very Monster of the Week-ish, and I'm not a fan of Monster of the Week shit. So I didn't like it. I know everybody loved it. I know I'm alone in that. I know I'm the minority. I accept that. But I didn't like it. So to me, Joss Whedon is just like not a great
Wipe
choice.
that smirk off your face, Evan.
Yeah, Evan loves that. I'm sure he's like, Serenity's, you know, he's like my back tat says Serenity on it. It's like,
Oh, right. Yeah, true.
Get my brown coat from the closet.
yeah, exactly.
Evan, would you bow down to Nathan Fillion?
No, because I don't think he would appreciate it. I would hug Nathan Fillion.
You like him?
Yes,
He's
I love that. I love you know
I like
who,
him a lot.
There we go.
I know. I love how you know who B movie and TV actor Nathan Fillion is, but you don't know who Kevin McAllister, whatever the fuck this guy's name. What's his name? God damn it!
I guess you're proving my point for me there, James. You don't know who he is either.
Kevin McAllister is the guy from Loma Home. The kid from Loma Home.
I think James had to be the stroke.
Home Alone. Jesus, Henry Cavill. I'm surprised.
McAllister. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I only know who Nathan Fillion is because of a horrible TV show called Castle.
I can't believe you know who he is from that. You know I know who he is because the daughter from Bob's Burgers is obsessed with him.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not the daughter from Bob Burgers, is it?
Oh. Is it somewhere? Well, whatever. Yeah,
there's a cartoon where Nathan Fillion is always coming in playing himself, and the daughter in the cartoon is always obsessing over him. I thought it was
Horseman.
No, there's no daughter in that. It's not BoJack Horseman.
Oh no, then it's it's one of the ones on Netflix with the.
Yes.
You know,
it's Big Mouth.
Is it Big? Okay, it's Big Mouth.
That's the only reason I know who he is.
Oh, the black
Missy.
little girl.
Yeah, Missy. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like Nathan Fillion, you know.
That's right. Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't worry, Missy, I'm always here for you." You know, whatever. Yeah. So, and it's him playing itself, and I was like, "This is crazy," you know. So I knew who he was, but I barely knew his name, and he didn't register me. I was like, "This guy's a B movie McNobody, like Eric
Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz, sure, but I was thinking of the famous lady's older brother.
Eric Roberts.
Yeah, he's like Eric Roberts. It's like, okay, he's a that guy from Hollywood who gives a shit. You know what I mean? I'm surprised you know who his name, because I feel like if you know his name enough to say his name, that is fame, right? Because you don't watch anything.
Right. So I only know what Castle is because my mom, you know, will have whatever comes on, like, oh, it's like a murder mystery type show. Okay, let's watch it, you know? And so these shows like Numbers or fucking that, or what's the one with the horrible guy who's like, I'm a psychic, but I'm not.
Oh. I don't know.
The Mentalist? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah, The Mentalist. Yeah.
That's another horrible fucking show. I want to slap that dude so bad. Yeah. But, yeah, and of course, in a few episodes of Castle, they make allusions to, you know, Firefly and or
Really?
Nathan Fillion. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, I don't know how we're about to go way off on a tangent about Nathan Fillion. So anyway, Henry Cavill's in it. Obviously, a famous guy. Michael's just a fucking Nimrod. He doesn't know who he is.
Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
why. He's obviously a hugely famous guy. Okay, he's like the role model. He's a role model of modern masculinity.
I thought that was Tom Hardy.
No, Tom Hardy's up there, but I mean, the guy who plays Superman is always gonna fucking trump him. You know. And he's a fucking gamer. He built a fucking gaming PC on YouTube. It's amazing. He's a gamer. He's a gamer boy. He was looking forward to Cyberpunk, and he played The Witcher.
Oh, he is in or will be in Squadron 42.
Yeah, he's in Squadron 42. Yeah.
Aha!
Yeah.
There we go. He's in Mission Impossible Fallout. Okay.
Yeah, honestly, do you want to see a great character in Mission Impossible? He's the best character in that movie.
Is he the bad guy?
Yeah, he's a bad guy, and he's great.
Okay.
It's great. He fucking fights like a motherfucker. It's great.
Oh, James. He's in a movie called Hellraiser, Hellworld, 2005.
Oh, God. That's got to be his first film ever.
Oh,
or damn near close to it.
Gamers playing a MMORPG based on the Hellraiser films find their lives endangered after being invited to a rave, the host of which intends to show them the truth behind the Cenobite mythos.
Oh, God.
That's the plot of the movie.
What a plot.
Oh, God.
Add
We
it
have
to
to
the
see
list.
this. We have to see this.
Go ahead and add it to the list, yeah.
I must have it because I downloaded a whole pack of Hellraiser movies. So.
Yeah, so just check. You
It's
might have
like
it.
10 or 12 of them or something.
All right, so
Woo! All right.
anyway, the movie, for the most part, it's 4 hours long.
My God.
A lot of the things, a lot of problems people had with the Joss Whedon movie was the coloration. The coloring was off.
Okay.
It had weird. It had weird. It was like a lot of the scene. A lot of the movie was really pink. Had weird color to it. And after you think about Firefly and Serenity, it had the same kind of tone. And he uses color to set tone. It does work, but it just looks weird once you look at other movies in the same, like any of the other Justice League movies or any of the other superhero movies. And a lot of people compared them. They said, okay, well, let's look at Marvel. Let's look at these two side by side. And you can see it's just like not good. And then, of course, there's all kinds of narrative issues with the movie. You know what I mean? It seems more like it was assembled than anything else out of cut together pieces. So with this one, this one's 4 hours long. It basically paints an entirely different story. There's more emotion for the characters. Where the character Cyborg, I forgot his name. The character Cyborg is more fleshed out. He's more interesting. The vibe is a little darker, a little heavier, a little more like real, and you feel it with Zack Snyder, same as Sin City, but not that heavy. But it still has that weight, that Sin City had. The character's a little more gripping. The first Justice League movie, the guy who plays Aquaman, his character's played almost for comedy. It's almost like he's constantly joking and constantly saying weird shit. In this one, he's a serious character. The character that's a funny, jokey character is the Flash, who in the other movie is basically neglected. This movie, the Flash takes that role, and the Aquaman takes a more brooding, serious character role, and it's good. It works really well. Superman comes in, same as he did before, but it's played a little bit better. It makes a lot more sense how they brought him back to life, and it's just very interesting. They put a lot of hooks. A lot of hooks are built into the movie for a DC cinematic universe. Oh, AO hooks. They're built into the cinematic universe. So they introduce the Martian Manhunter. They introduce the Lantern Corps. They lead all these things that Warner Brothers owns, with the thought that somewhere down the road, when they made this movie initially, there'd be these things would be there. They'd have movies. There'd be a Marvel type universe for DC, but hosted by Warner Brothers. And I'll be honest with you, after seeing this, I want to see that. I'm supremely interested in what could be. Like, this was a genuinely good movie. I enjoyed it. There's not really much to spoil. You've seen the first one, and you know how these hero movies go. The good guys win. Could it have been cut down from 4 hours? I'm gonna say no. It didn't feel like a 4-hour movie to me. It didn't feel like a slog. It felt like, but you're talking to somebody who will sit down and binge watch an entire season of a show on a weekend on Netflix. So if you can do that, you can watch this no problem and be like, oh, it's fine. Mm-hmm. And I think we're kind of conditioned to do that now. But I think for most people, you probably would be like, okay, this is too long. So it's broken down into 4 segments. It's like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, or Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. And they have like weird names. It's like the Thought Machine, Part 2, the Thought Machine, Part 3, the Woman in the Hat, or whatever like that. It's good though. I gotta say it's a good movie. I can't, there's some things in it, like there's a scene at the very end with the Joker, right? It's not a good scene, but it's only bad because, who's the guy who plays the Joker in Suicide Squad? What's his name?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto's a horrible Joker. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I liked the physical look of his Joker, but his acting ability to that character is horrible. He's just not good. They should have let him mouth some words and let Mark Hamill do the voice and have someone else, the guy from who writes the cartoon dialogue for the Joker, write the dialogue for this guy, because it's not good. It's just not good dialogue. Jared Leto's not a good actor for it. It just doesn't work. But the scene that they show is interesting as fuck. So, yeah, I mean, good movie. Definitely should watch it. It's on HBO Max for free. You don't have to buy it or anything if you have HBO Max already. I guess it's also on HBO Go if that's still a thing. But it's definitely on HBO Max. It's worth watching. 100%.
Cool.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
No problem.
All right. Last but not least, I just stuck something in here. Honorable mention, Yaphet Kotto.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a type of salami.
Mm-hmm.
It is a man. It is a man who has died. He
He's
died March 15th.
100% of that guy.
That guy. So I know him from The Running Man, where he plays a character named Laughlin. But he's also in the movie Alien. And he's in Homicide: Life on the Street, and he's in a bunch of stuff.
Jesus, Badge of the Assassin. Look who's in this.
James Woods.
Oh my God. Golly.
Now I wonder if, if any of you guys remember,
Ministry of Vengeance. Like,
I think not Adam Carolla.
This is a James Bond movie.
oh yeah.
The engineer who plays the Blob on Seth MacFarlane's Star Trek show, which I can't remember the name of. Starts with an O.
The Orville.
The Orville. His name is Yaphet. And I'm wondering if that's a reference to this guy's role in Alien.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Might
It
be.
was a thought that occurred to me.
Might be. Apparently he's also in a movie, Midnight Run. That's a fairly famous movie from back in the day.
You know what's funny, right? I just connected this. In this James Bond movie, he plays this guy, but he's wearing, like, makeup the entire time. Like a whole fucking facial prosthetic. And an afro and everything. And he plays two characters. He plays this guy, and he plays this guy. And at the end of the movie, he pulls off, he says, "It's me," you know? Yaphet Kotto, you know? Like, it didn't, obviously say his name, is like, whatever. But it's just fucking interesting. It's just kind of funny.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
I remember being a kid and being really confused. I was like, what the fuck?
Which Bond movie is this?
Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen any of the classic Bond movies. I've only seen Pierce Brosnan and Up.
Oh,
Same.
boy. This is like, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This shirt that we can sort of see.
Yeah, we got. I mean, we have to watch this. This is like my childhood. This is like one of the things my dad left me. When I say left me, my dad's not dead. But this is like my birthright given to me from my dad. Is James? Is old school James Bond. He's a huge Roger Moore fan, my dad, and I inherited it from him. And it's just like Roger Moore's the man, dude. He's like one of the James Bonds. Look at this. That's fucking
Star-studded.
and that's
Comedian
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. This is somebody too, though. Who's this?
Fuck, I can't think of names
I
today.
don't know. Does it say the name of the
No,
book?
it's Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel. Yeah, that's right. Harvey
Oh,
Keitel.
shit. Look at that.
Blue Collar.
Yeah, so he was in all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
with all kinds of famous people.
Pam
that
Grier.
hair.
I was going to say, that's what's her name?
Yep. Friday Foster, whatever that is. Why don't we wear fur collars, man? We're missing out,
Like,
dude.
we have to go back to the 70s. It was a great decade.
No, I'm telling you, dude. You know who wears a fur collar right, man?
Conor McGregor.
Oh, yeah. That's not who I was thinking, but yeah.
Conor McGregor is a ridiculous. He's like a cartoon character.
It's true.
Like he's so ridiculous. Not that I don't like it. I do. It's just super ridiculous.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. This is probably the coolest white guy there is.
He's
Thanks
kind
a
of,
lot. No, I'm
he's
kidding.
kind of a complete asshole, but he's a character.
Dude, his suit is this the money
Look,
suit?
his fashion game is top notch.
It's top
Oh,
notch.
yeah, we'll put that.
I'll be honest with you. Conor McGregor is like a great reason to be Irish. Mm-hmm. Okay, look, here's the funny thing, right? If you, and this is how we get off topic, right? If I was going to, if like I could be a white guy, I'd want to be an Irish white guy. Just because there's like the kind of Irish scrappiness. There's something that comes inherently with Irish people. Like they're like hard Scrabble survivors who will get down the muck with you, and fuck you up. Like that has that vibe. Let me see. Hold on.
If I had to be a different kind of white guy, I'd probably go with Australian.
Australia.
I like Aussies.
Aussies are good.
They're
Aussies
fun.
are cool. They're fun. Aussies are fun. But yeah, I can't think of the guy's name. But there's this guy, and basically, anytime I think of like an Irish guy, I think of like a guy like Conor McGregor, like some guy like this. Although I also think of like sexism, racism, beating your wife. A lot of fucked up stereotypes. Too. So and I could easily see Conor McGregor being like, "Here's a casual in-bomb." Yeah, I can totally see him saying that. He's probably a nice guy, deep down in his heart of hearts, Yeah. McGregor. That's what you need. I need some tattoos. Mm-hmm. Got to get tattoos and TV and movie nights. We're gonna make that happen.
Tattoos and movie nights. Those are two very different things, but I like where your head's at.
Evan can get his Serenity tattoo. Michael can see some movies. We'll make it happen.
Oh, if you're getting a tattoo, we're all getting tattoos, man.
Oh, Michael has a tattoo. What am I talking about? Michael's good.
Well, I do have a tattoo, sure, but I mean, more.
And also, Mike, it's been a while, so it's time to get another one.
I know.
And you can go big this time.
I would like to.
Like full back, big budget, take a year to get it done by an Instagram tattoo artist.
You seen Ben Affleck's? That's what I need. No, kidding.
No.
You seen that?
Something weird.
You need a full back tattoo of Ben Affleck? No.
No. Pull up Ben Affleck's back tattoo, James. It's insane. You're like, what did this guy do? Like, you're like, what are you thinking?
He doesn't seem like a tattoo guy to me.
Oh, he is.
Oh,
Believe
God.
you me.
Who said to do this? That's hideous.
That's not good.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Look at this.
It's like it's way too bright for him, in my opinion.
Isn't that insane looking? It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and look at him here. Jeez. Jesus, Ben Affleck.
Dude, have you seen what Russell Crowe looks like?
Yeah,
I have seen Russell Crowe before.
No, not what he looked like.
Like bloated.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like he popped.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like Val Kilmer.
maybe he did it for a role, or maybe the roles are what kept him fit. He can bounce back.
I'm sure he could. So that's
funny.
Yeah.
That's what you need, Mike. That's exactly what you need. Get a tattoo of that
Is
picture.
that Rainn Wilson? Yeah, it
that
is
guy?
Rainn Wilson. That's Rainn Wilson. Yeah, this from The Office.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You want to hear something bad, James? I thought it was a random guy with Down syndrome.
Oh, he does have that look a little bit. That's fucked
especially
up,
in this
Evan.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
just
not a
that
great
picture.
It's not a
That
great
makes the picture a lot different, though.
I thought it was that too. I was like, oh, is this some guy with Down syndrome? That's what I thought too.
I thought it was like Ben Affleck's biggest fan.
Oh my God.
So, Mike, you need to get a full back tattoo of Rainn Wilson with a Ben Affleck back tattoo.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
How meta can we make this? You know?
Correct.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking.
All right. Well, Yaphet Kotto, you will be sorely missed. It says he is 81 years old when he died in the Philippines. Guess he was living the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Yep. All right. Well, that looks like we don't have anything in game theory, product review, or for the Yum update. Does anyone have anything for any of those categories to add? Doesn't sound
no,
like it.
I'm expecting some new energy drinks early this coming week, so I might have something for next show in there. Mountain Dew has some new flavors.
Great.
Yep.
Can't wait to hear about it. So James, you don't have anything else? You're good?
No.
Okay. Well, let's go down the extra section then. Evan, looks like you got something down here for us.
Sure. I have two links, both to very similar things. I mentioned earlier the sea shanty, the Wellerman. James, this might get copyright strike. I really don't know. It really speaks to what people can do when they come together and bond over, adventure and danger and, hope. Humans don't have to be pieces of shit. Even though this is just a song, to me it represents a lot more.
So this song is the one that got famous on TikTok. It's the one that everybody did on
Yes.
TikTok. They did all these copies of it. Yeah, the Wellerman.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm familiar with this.
All right, I'll put another one in here under mine, the Jaws sea shanty.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's Farewell Spanish Ladies.
Oh, okay. Farewell. Okay.
Yeah.
Farewell, Spanish Ladies. I feel like I've heard that one too. Yeah, here we go.
Well, thank you very much, Evan, for that. The Wellerman.
Yes.
So-
I'll. Have you guys ever seen the Clive Owen King Arthur movie? I'm sure if you have, you hate it, right? Because no one likes that.
I mean, I've seen. Is this the
I
one
am-
where?
Never seen it. Is that the
Wait.
one with Paul Walker? That's something else.
The one with Clive Owen King Arthur.
And Keira Knightley.
Is that A Knight's
And
Tale? Or
Mads
is that the
Mikkelsen.
Paul Walker one?
That I think is Heath Ledger.
Oh my God. Okay, another horrible one. All right, never mind.
Paul. So now I'm gonna give you a pass on this one, Mike, because Paul Walker was in a movie that involved some time travel
Yes, I
back
remember.
to medieval times. I don't
Yes.
remember. I think it's called In Time or something like that. So I'll give you a pass.
I mean, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. I just don't remember what
Okay.
it's called now. So,
Okay.
let's see if we can find out what we're called here.
Wait, this is the movie with the fucking prayer or whatever in it.
I
Angels
don't
East,
know
Angels
what you
West?
No,
Oh.
no, the movie
What,
where they
King
have
Arthur?
they have the warrior's prayer at the end of some crazy battle scene. Is this that movie?
I don't know. But I'll continue with my thought here. There's one scene in the movie where they come home from a mission accomplished, lost a couple guys. They show the Arthur and the round table, and there's like 8 of them there, and there's 24 empty seats, and they're like, this is for those that we've lost and everything, and then everyone goes to visit their family, have a good evening, and one of the main guys, his name is Bors, Bors. He convinces his wife to sing a song, and it's about going home over the mountains and everything. But the way they did it, it was like a reflection on you don't know what your future is. You appreciate your past. You appreciate the ones that are with you, and that was the same feeling I get listening to the Wellerman.
Which movie is this called?
King Arthur.
King Arthur.
Yeah, with Clive Owen. It doesn't look good. He's like instead of Arthurian, he's like Roman
Yes.
style King Arthur.
So the movie with Paul Walker is called Timeline.
Oh,
Timeline, yes.
Michael.
which I've never seen.
Paul Walker's been in one thing that was tolerable.
And that was the movie Candy Cane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Running with Scissors.
Running Scared.
Drive?
Running
Running Scared. Yeah, that's it.
I like that movie.
Flags of Our Fathers. He was in that, which I've never seen. The movie I'm thinking of with Candy Cane is called Joyride.
Joyride. I said Drive. Yeah, Joyride. Yeah.
And also has Lily Sobieski in it.
Yeah.
Remember
But otherwise,
her?
he's not anything. Yeah, she's the skeleton, the walking skeleton who's in the first American Pie movie. Who is somehow a...
No, she's not.
Isn't she? Isn't that Lily Sobieski? The girl with the big-ass head?
That's
She got the 12-pound head?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's Mina Savari, another dead Hollywood
Lily
girl.
Sobieski is Helen Hunt Jr.
Oh, yeah,
True.
you're right.
True.
Helen Hunt Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. You're right. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Mina Savari, 7-pound head, walking skeleton. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's
Big.
Lily Sobieski, I think. Anyway. Okay. So, all right, Evan, you put that in there too. All right, very good. So I got a couple things in here. First one is a link to, so not that they're the authority in anything, but dictionary.com added some new words to the dictionary. And one of them is supposedly.
No. Remove it.
Now, this is not the Oxford English Dictionary, so whatever. But
Wait,
yeah,
what is this supposedly?
it's a mispronunciation and or misspelling of supposedly.
Supposedly.
Just like, wait a second, what?
It's like, what do you mean misspelling?
Yeah, I was like, well, no. I mean, I've heard, when people say a certain word, you just automatically, your brain throws it away. It says, this person's stupid. They mean
True.
supposedly. Fuck.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I do.
And this is one of those
Supposedly.
ones that's so
Yes.
close to what it's supposedly. Now I'm doing it.
Now James is fucked.
Yeah, my whole life is messed up now. Supposedly. Yeah, supposedly. So it's so close to what it should be that you're just like, whatever.
Right.
Why correct this stuff? By correcting it, you allow it to exist.
I mean, well, they're not correcting it; they're
You
accepting.
mean why recognize it?
Why recognize it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like in Futurama, they're like, "Oh, you must mean Christmas," or Xmas.
Yeah.
It's like when you say ask instead of ax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
The archaic version.
Yeah, the archaic pronunciation.
James, I think that this all started, the downfall of the common English language correctness started
with
with spell
America?
check.
I think it started with America.
Oh, he said no. Evan said it started with spell check.
Why?
Because computers will fix it for you, and you never have to
You don't need to
learn.
know how to spell it now. It'll spell it for you. Just get it close enough. It'll
No, but
it
spell
for you.
check doesn't correct your mispronunciation. Spell
True.
check just takes your you take your
Okay. I see what you mean.
you take mispronouncing it and then you spell it the way it's pronounced because that's what they taught you in school, and that's how you get supposedly, because you're fucking stupid and you just have been pronouncing it wrong, and no one in your life is smart enough to be like, no, stop. It's supposedly.
So we need to make people feel bad more. Publicly shame them.
Yeah,
Okay.
because wrong is wrong. Am I wrong here?
You are not wrong.
Wrong is wrong.
Every time I fucking say something, Michael's like, you're wrong. And look, I am not necessarily happy about being wrong, but also I'm like glad to know the right way to do it. You know,
More,
just because.
more shame. Got it.
I mean,
I'm not being sarcastic.
shame causes correctness. Now, it'd be one thing if this was like a kind of thing where it's like, well, what's right? But that's not the case here. It's clearly there's a clear right spelling.
There's defined language. Yes.
And English language is so fucked up as it is. Do we really want to do more of this shit? Do we need more words that are the same word?
No.
English has so many words that are the same word. It's crazy.
Yeah, because people are stupid. But look, America is where this problem came from. Not that I have a problem with America, but couleur, aluminium. Okay.
Those are British spellings.
Okay. And what separates us from their spellings?
Not much.
Eh.
We wanted to be different, or they wanted to be different. I forget. But
They wanted to be different?
someone wanted to be different.
Oh, they chose. It was them. They said, we want to be like America's.
I forget which. I mean,
It's not what you said, Michael. It's them. It's us. We want it to be different. You can't. Your dad isn't gonna say he wants to be different from you. You say you don't want to. You said you want to be different from your dad. That's how it is. Anyway, there's a lot of words like that are like clearly like obviously our whole language is inherited from them, right? So, and then we get out of here and we just said we don't give a shit, and we just started bastardizing immediately. And it's like the correctness of language, it matters, you know.
Thank you.
Oh, looks so. Yeah, you're right, James. And looks like we have Noah Webster to thank for that of Webster's dictionary
Oh, this fucking idiot.
for color. Couleur. Apparently, color and couleur, both spellings were common for hundreds of years in English before America.
So he just
was ever a
decided,
thing.
okay, this is right.
And
Pick
then
one.
just they were like, all right, we want to be different. So America was like, all right, color.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yep. Although really it's what we use here in America, and then pretty much everywhere else is the British spelling.
Which makes sense because the British made everywhere else. Like
Right.
they brought everywhere else words.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They brought everywhere else culture. Yeah. Like thanks.
Yeah, the Queen's English.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Like
This
my
is
mom, she says Zed.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. Aluminium and Zed are weird, but you know what? What's right? Where'd the word even fucking come from? I don't know where aluminum come. Maybe aluminum was made in America. I have no idea. But aluminium, interesting. I would love to know where the word was first coined. You know, and why there's a huge disparity in how it's said.
One that I always found interesting is airplane in the British spelling.
Is it aeroplane or whatever?
Aeroplane, which actually makes more sense, right?
Yeah. Well, it's
Ours
arrow
is like
would be
it's in the air, right? It's an airplane.
Yeah, arrows can spell completely different
Yeah.
too. It's like AREO, right? It's a completely different
It's
spelling.
like AERO. Yeah.
AERO,
like,
yeah.
Like aerodynamic, right?
Yeah,
Makes
exactly.
sense.
It's a completely different thing. And it actually makes more sense. Air is like water plane. It's a
Yeah,
boat.
exactly.
Let's call it a water plane. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
what?
That's what it
It's
is.
weird.
Like, eat this, dummy. Like,
Yeah,
all right.
exactly. Exactly. Like everything is like the plebeian version of what it should be. Plebeian, sorry. See, look at that.
Ooh, there we go.
And Zed's a weird one too. Zed.
And
Didn't,
H.
Yeah. Oh,
Evan,
H.
did you tell me? Don't they say that in your favorite TV show? Not Firefly, but the other.
Dark matter?
No. Dark
QI?
Matter, yeah.
Oh, Stargate?
Stargate. One of the.
They don't say
Stargates.
Zed in Stargate, do they?
In sort of. Anytime that Rodney McKay, played by David something, says the name of their power module, which is the 0 point module, he says ZPM because he is Canadian.
Is Stargate a Canadian TV show?
It
No.
is It is
Probably filmed
not.
in Canada.
It is filmed in Canada. Was filmed in Canada.
It's not a Canadian show, but it's filmed in Canada.
Everything's filmed in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
A shit ton of things are filmed in
It's
Canada.
like Canada or Atlanta.
Anytime they need to film an American TV show or a movie in some place that looks like America, that has a generic, not quite Gotham City, not quite New York, so not quite Fantasy City and not quite Real City, it's in Canada.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a bunch of favorable laws or something
Yep, exactly.
in Canada. But
You
I was
gotta
gonna
make ends meet somehow.
ask, what do you guys? This is like off topic and like shouldn't be in this part of the show, but I'm just gonna say it. What do you guys think about the whole Prince Henry thing? Did you hear about that?
I know very little about it.
I guess I don't know specifically what you're talking about.
Leaving
So,
the royal family. etc.
Yeah. So
Worried
apparently,
about the color of their
Oh,
child's
that?
skin.
Yeah.
yeah. What? Any thoughts?
I hope the royal family gets fully dissolved and the British people find something else to take pride in.
I mean,
Because it's fucking pathetic.
it's really ridiculous. I mean, Evan's being funny, but honestly, it's really ridiculous that it's whatever year it is, and they're still like, oh, that's the monarchy and blah blah blah, the queen, and like it's like
Yeah.
why, like for what, you know, like
I'm
It's
being
silly.
slightly funny with the second part, with the
Right.
pathetic comment. I do think they should be dissolved and just gotten rid of and stop
and
worshiping
I mean, is anyone
queen.
is anyone surprised though that
No.
No.
they're like, oh my god, they don't like black people or whatever, like duh, like,
No, I mean, they're all
Yeah.
85 years old, of course.
like have you met
That's how they
have
think.
you met any 85-year-old, as Evan said, or B, a British person?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you what do you
Yeah.
think British people are like? You know?
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
I mean, I'm sure there's tons of them that are fine. I'm but especially old British people, they're like, I remember when the sun never set on the British Empire, and
Yeah.
no,
No.
it's
Yeah.
not like that
you're right.
anymore. So
I don't. It's so funny you say that because I like love the fact that monarchies still exist. I just have always been obsessed. When I was a kid, I loved knights and shit. And
yeah,
for
but
some
it's so
reason,
dumb because especially in that country, they don't actually do anything.
I know, but I was like, in my brain,
other
I'm
countries,
like,
like
maybe they will one
Bhutan
day.
has a king and he actually rules.
Yeah.
Thailand has a king and he actually rules, which you could agree with or disagree with, but at least he actually fucking does something.
Yeah.
In the UK, they don't do anything. They
they're-
literally don't do anything.
They're a money
you know?
sink. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we're royalty and that's it, and we're here for historical reasons, and we don't actually do anything, and that's it. So what's the point? I mean,
Yeah.
it's silly.
I like that, Mike. They're here for historical reasons.
I mean,
I
that's
like-
what it is. It's like
I agree.
You know, like when you're like, well, what? You get to a job and you're like, well, why are we doing it like this? It's like, well, we've always done it that way. Like that's
Yeah.
and it's like that's not a great reason, but okay. The same thing here.
Huh.
They would have to change it, right?
Yeah.
Just
They
like
already
we could
have
change.
parliament.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And even that is half broken too, because
Yeah.
Yeah. Their parliamentary system's kind of a bungled mess.
because half of it is like all people that are like lords and shit, like
Yeah.
like their own kind of royalty almost. So
Well, they're still that is royalty. That is royalty.
there you go. They're
It's
just not
a-
kings and queens, but
They're in the royal chain of command,
they're-
I guess.
they're in the hierarchy.
The hierarchy, yeah.
Or
Way
whatever.
down, but they are, yeah. Lords
like,
and ladies and shit.
You ever seen that movie King Ralph?
Yeah.
That's what that was about, right? Like everyone gets gets clipped in one shot
Yeah.
by accident, because it's a comedy, and then and then they have to come get fucking what's his name in the U.S. What's the actor's name? Dan from Roseanne. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't know.
John Goodman.
John Goodman. Thank you, Evan. Couldn't
Good
think of
memory,
it.
yeah.
You're welcome.
John Goodman. Yeah, they had to come get him. Be like, yo, we
You're
need you,
up.
dog. Yep, you're our guy.
So
It's
what
like,
about the
okay.
Emperor of Japan?
Same thing. He really serves no purpose anymore. I think at this
Yeah.
point, right?
No, he doesn't do anything.
I mean, I'll be honest. I know less about it, and I don't even know that much about the UK one. But I
it's
know
almost the exact same scenario.
I think it's very similar.
So in England, the Queen, when there's a new prime minister, he or she goes to the queen and gets permission to serve. She gives him permission to serve, and then he serves. And the queen apparently has a meeting with him like once a month or once every now and again. Who knows? Probably less than that. But I thought it was once a month where they're like, "So this is what's going on," but it's more like, "Do I need to do? You need me to do anything?" And they're like, "Nope." I'm like, okay, cool. And I think in Japan it's even less than that. I think I'm not sure about that, but I remember reading something where they're like Shinzo Abe goes, like, basically a new prime minister comes along and he goes and there's a big fucking thing where the prime minister, the emperor kind of gives them permission or signs some papers or something. And there's certain things that emperor still has to sign over. He still has to do. Because, the fucking the queen owns England. She owns all the waters around England. Like that's property of the royal family.
Weird.
There's a lot of that shit in England. Like people, they just don't know it, but there's a lot of that shit is like that. Like the prime minister serves at her pleasure, but there's a law saying she can't just take over.
You know that the queen doesn't have a passport?
No. Yeah, I know.
Because it's like in the name, when you get one, it's like in the name of the queen or some shit.
Yeah.
Or like by permission of the queen or something, and so she can't give herself one.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you just don't have one. Sorry. Like, okay.
What'd she do with it? She's the queen of England. She's the ultimate famous person. Yeah.
Right.
She's never gonna go anywhere and be like, "Who do you think I am?" It's not gonna happen.
Have you seen the memes of her husband?
What?
Yes.
That he's dead?
Well, yeah, almost. Like they're like he's coming from a home from the hospital, and he's like riding in the back of a car, and he looks like crazy. He's like, like it's a bad picture. He's 99 years old.
Yeah, and he's not aging well. He's always been old. My entire life, he's been ancient.
Yeah. No, one of the things I saw were like, it was like they treated him, quote unquote, and it's like, why are you saying treated like that? Like why put in quotes? Like, like he recovered or something,
he's getting he's
getting
wood,
better,
a wood deck getting a shellacking. He's being treated like, ugh. Like they're putting a veneer on him. Like, what the fuck are they doing to him?
Right, exactly.
Oh man, yeah, the whole monarchy thing is crazy.
I was just reading here about the Emperor of Japan here on Wikipedia, and my favorite source of information. And it says here, in the Constitution of Japan, he's defined as the symbol of the state and of the unity of the people. And his title is derived from the will of the people, who are the sovereign. Okay.
Sovereign citizens.
There you go.
The Supreme Court does not have judicial power over him. He is also the head of the Shinto religion. That's interesting.
Oh, okay, that's kind of a big thing.
He's a god. That's how it used to be.
I don't know how it works. Maybe
that's how it used to be. It used to be that he was God chosen. He was
it says here he's called Tenno in Japanese, Tenno.
Yeah.
Literally heavenly emperor.
Yeah, he's heaven selected or something like that.
It says here the religion holds him to be the direct descendant of the sun goddess Amaterasu.
There you go. That's the same as the queen, though, right? The queen is supposed to be chosen by God. So that royal family is supposed to be,
Well,
I don't know about that.
I'm not
religiously.
Sure about that. I know. I mean, we sort of know. I mean, I don't know that much about it because blah. But I
thought there was a religious aspect to it.
They were Catholic as far as I know in England, and then Henry VIII or whoever the fuck it was like, I want to divorce my wife, and they're like, you can't. And he's like, all right, I'm making my own religion. Adios, suckers.
Yeah.
So there's the Church of England, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is the Queen the head of the Church of England? I have no idea. Maybe.
It's a good question. I also think she's German.
Well, her father is. Her father's something weird. He's either Dutch or maybe he's German. He's something.
Isn't her husband Dutch or something?
Yeah, her husband's Dutch. I think her father must be German or something like that. He's something weird. He's not. He's external royalty.
The prince. So Prince Philip is. He was born Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark.
Yeah, there you go, Denmark.
Okay. Spouse.
Why
Elizabeth
are these people
II.
like royalty of England?
You know what's funny, right? They're still because they need it. They need to like all the inbreeding. They got to go out. Where are you going to get another prince? Back then, I think it's very important. Back then, to like, oh, you want to get married, you need to marry more royalty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but before that, it was like you're marrying because we're going to settle a war. Marry her here, take our daughter. She's going to become, and that's going to get the people's. You know, this is going to settle everything. You know.
So James, I find it so funny that you brought this up. That you're like, so what do you guys think of this? You know, and it's like, yeah, okay, well, we all have some thoughts. My mom, she's been hearing about it all week or all last week or whatever, and she's like, she's one of these people. She's like, who cares? Like, what is this about? Like, the people in England, like, who gives a fuck? You know, like,
Yeah.
she's
I
like, who
think
cares about
Americans.
the royal family. She's like, who cares?
I think Americans have a weird obsession with the royal family. I know I do. Not an obsession, but I am really
It's interesting.
interested in kings and
Yeah.
queens. I find it fucking fascinating. And not like, I don't think it should be abolished. I think it's cool. I think it's cool as shit. Okay?
It serves no purpose.
You're right. It does serve no purpose. And would I want to live in a functioning true monarchy? It'd probably be really, really great sometimes for a certain generation and really shitty for another generation. So probably not. You know?
And I wonder if my mom has any feelings. I'll have to ask her because she's Canadian, technically.
And she's probably lived under the Queen's rule.
And they are kind of part of, yeah.
Well, she probably lived. She lived under the Queen's rule, right? She must
I mean,
have.
till she was like, what, 5 or something? I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
but that's. You know, that she
But
did.
you know, they're still like part of the UK, sort of. You know, like the Queen has a representative in Canada. It's someone called the Governor General.
What does that person do?
Nothing. Same thing the Queen does, like fucking nothing.
Canada is like its own place. Like, why do they have a governor general?
Any rule that comes up, they're like, this is not British enough. Let's UK this.
The Governor General is the Queen's representative in Canada. But in practice, I think the Canadian cabinet
Yeah.
nominates somebody,
Okay.
and they tell the Queen, like, yeah, this is who it should be, and the Queen's like, all right, cool, sounds good, you know, and that's how they pick it usually.
So it's like Evan said, he's like, is that not British enough? He's like, okay, let's bad teeth it up. That's all I can think of. Let's put some bad teeth in this. Let's throw some rain on this.
As of
Let's add in a governor.
they've passed enough laws now where in Canada that they don't, like, I think it was 1982 actually, they passed a law that like kind of like the final almost separation from the UK.
Yeah.
So I mean they're still like part of them kind of, but Canada now can pass any law and the UK can't override them.
What?
And
That's how
also
it
the
should be.
the UK can pass laws that affect Canada, but Canada doesn't have to obey them.
What is the
unless they want
relationship
to.
still? What is the connection still between them? I don't understand.
Colonization,
No, I get that, but why is there still any kind of tether at all?
because they never won a war.
Oh, because it's Canada.
They just kind of drifted apart. But
They
it's
won
like,
the-
oh,
they
we
won-
still got you.
They won the syrup wars.
Yeah, the syrup wars of 1742.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's like
No, I
it
think
says
Evan.
here-
I think Evan's
so
right.
they're not completely independent. Like here it says independence from United Kingdom. It's like Confederation, July 1st, 1867. Then Statute of Westminster, December 11th, 1931. Then Patriation, April 17th, 1982. So that was the last thing.
they never
None of
fought
these
back.
are like separation from whatever, you know, like independence from UK. Like they're all like steps, but they're not 100%. Like it still says here, monarch Elizabeth II, the Governor General. Apparently, it's vacant right now. Okay, so I don't know, man. It's wacky. Like And there's more than one country like this, right? Australia's
Yeah.
like this too.
That is fucking weird, man.
New Zealand is like this too. And there might
They
be
have
some
an
other ones. I
emperor
forget
or
if like
queen?
Wait, so
Oh,
there's
okay.
Jamaica or So they're called the countries are called a Commonwealth realm.
So I knew about the Commonwealth. I know they have the Commonwealth Games and shit like that. But I just thought this was like countries that used to be part of England, and they were called the Commonwealth Games because they used to be part of England, and now they've been doing this all this time. So now they're like, we're gonna keep doing these games. It's our mini Olympic Games, just for us. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was because there's an actual like physical political tether that connects these countries still to England. I did not realize that.
So as of right now, there are 16 Commonwealth realms. So Antigua and Barbuda, Australia. What? It's not it's not Barbados. That's
No,
another
I'm not
place.
saying it is.
It's
I'm
just a
saying,
weird name.
well, number one, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Barbuda. It was like,
It's one place. It's like saying St. Kitts and Nevis.
It's great talk. It's great hearing you say it.
Well,
Antigua and Barbuda.
Barbuda. I don't know how you say it. Australia, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Canada, Grenada, Jamaica.
ooh, I wanna
New Zealand.
take
Exactly. Jamaica, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Okay. Sounds like a band.
Yeah.
The Solomon Islands, Tuvalu. Huh. There you go. And, of course, the United Kingdom is a Commonwealth realm.
So, Grenada. There was military action in Grenada where the U.S. sent Marines to Grenada. This is in the 80s. I wonder why England didn't do it.
Who says they didn't?
Maybe they did. I don't know.
It's like, did you know there were Canadian troops in World War II? Do you know
Well,
there are
of course.
Canadian troops in Afghanistan today?
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, but you never hear about it, right?
No.
So why would you?
Well, you know what's funny? I would love to learn about the Falklands War. I want to know what kind of war Argentina and Great Britain got into in the 80s. That just sounds like hilarious and interesting to me. Like, what could possibly happen between Argentina and England that they were like, we
Shouting
need to
match.
fight a war about this? You know? Michael's finding out for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's my AI.
Ooh, one of the islands is the South Sandwich Islands.
Ooh, okay, that's what it is, the Sandwich Islands. And you know what? Because, British people love wacky-ass names. Sandwich has got British written all over it. That's definitely some British shit. Okay, so they fought over one of the islands. It's got to be that, right? They fought over an
Says
island.
Argentina invaded and occupied the Falkland Islands, followed by the invasion of South Georgia on the next day, which is, of course... Oh, is that Georgia like the country Georgia? Or
No.
is this some other place?
No. It's Georgia, like some island called Georgia. Michael's like, is it Georgia like Atlanta, Georgia?
It was
No,
like, wow, they got there overnight? That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the Caribbean or something somewhere. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
The answer is the spice must flow.
It's got to be spice related, yeah. Got to be spice related.
Mélange. No. Which just means mixture.
That's a movie I'm looking forward to that should be out soon, by the way. Guys, look out for that. Dune
Oh, yeah.
should be out on HBO Max in the next couple months. It's not going to be in the theaters, as far as I know. They might be waiting to see if theaters are happening, but I don't think it'll happen in time. I think they're going to release it on HBO Max, which would be great. I can't wait, because it's... Dune is going to be good. That's going to be good. That's going to be a good one. So, I'm looking forward to that.
A good one?
A good one. Fitting to be a good one.
James, you ever heard of a plane called an F-111? Aardvark?
Yes.
Okay. For
I've
some
heard of
reason,
Art.
I'd missed this one. I saw a gallery of it on the Chive this week. And apparently it's iconic because sometimes the pilots do a dump and burn of the fuel. And it like makes a big fire behind the plane. Like it almost looks like Afterburner, but it's not Afterburner.
That's cool.
Oh god,
Why?
F11 aardvark for sale.
Oh, here we go.
Are they side by side? That's cool.
Yeah. There's well, you know who has his own fighter plane, right? Is Michael Dorn.
Yeah.
But it's not
Right.
this kind of plane.
I don't know what kind of plane he has.
It's
It's like a
it's
Mustang
like
or something.
it's like a
Is it a Texan or
consumer
something?
fighter plane. It's not like what you think.
I mean, it's a real fighter plane from like South Africa or something. You know?
Yeah, but it's not like it's not
It's not. They're not like here's a F-15.
yeah, it's not
whatever,
like a
you know?
Tomcat or
Right.
something like that.
Let's see, Michael Dorn jet. Here we go.
That's like a Vietnam era jet.
He has a Lockheed T-33 Shooting Star.
Yeah, and the T-33 is a training. That's a training plane.
Yeah, I was thinking of T-38, but that's a T-33. And then he has a North American F-86 Sabre. Whatever
That's
that
a good one.
is. Is it?
Yeah, it looks a lot like the T-33 though. Saber. What's it called? An F what?
F-86. F-86 Sabre.
Oh no, it doesn't look the same at all. Okay. This is actually a cool one. F-86 Sabre. That's cool.
Oh, that's an old one, but yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
This isn't what I thought it was at all. Yeah, this is an old school fighter. Hell or bust. Yeah. I mean, if I was Michael if I had Star Trek money, I'd buy one of these too. Fuck yeah. I'd be flying all over the place. They'd be like, here comes Michael. I'd be going, boy.
James, I was thinking the other day about how you actually took a flying lesson once.
Yeah. Michael, you got to do it.
James, there's so many things I do need to do. You're right. And that is one of them. That is one of them. The other one, you know what else I've been looking at seriously now? Because Orion's doing it?
Yeah.
CDL.
Go for it, man.
Like, I'm going to go become a truck driver and then not be a truck driver.
You know
your
who else
job.
has that?
Who?
Richard Carmen.
Really?
Yep, for his job.
Oh, okay. But can he actually drive a tractor trailer, though?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Did they pay for it?
I believe so.
I mean, how much is CDL class?
It's $4,000, $5,000.
It's not bad.
That's the problem. I mean, it's expensive, but it's not. I mean,
You get a shit ton of money for it. What you do is you get the CDL and then you drive. You get like a job where you drive on the weekends for 1 weekend a month, and then you quit the job after you've paid off the money of the class. That way, it's not too much of an expense.
School, you know, $4 or $5 grand for an investment that will get you a great paying career. You know,
I mean, he's not going to do that.
Yeah,
job.
except I'm not going to be a truck driver. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's for fun.
I'm not interested in that.
As Shia LaBeouf said,
I just
don't let your
want to
dreams
learn how to learn a truck.
Be dreams.
I just want to learn how to drive a truck. That's all. You know, I don't want to like everyone's going to be in there to like, yeah, I want to be a truck driver and do this as a career, and I'm going to be like, hi, I just want to learn how to drive one of these, you know, because I'm an idiot.
I'm here for the memes. Yeah,
yeah, like I'm here just because, you know, like this is my dream, this is my passion, you know. It's like I'm actually a pastry chef and I love it, but you know, I want to learn how to drive a truck.
Yeah,
just because it's like okay, like yeah. So I don't know, but I might just say fuck it and just do it anyway because
live your truth, buddy.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I do want to learn how to fly a plane too. Absolutely, 100%.
The plane flying thing is just like that's worth the money. Yeah, I think it costs like about 15 grand. That's worth the money to do just because you learn how to fly a plane. You can rent a plane the way you'd rent a car and fly from place to place.
Mm-hmm.
Totally worth your time and money.
That's cool.
Unlike the tractor trailer thing where like you may like to own a tractor trailer is $1 zillion and you're probably never going to do that and you're never going to commercially drive a tractor trailer. So that's more of like you're doing it for the fun and you really should not pay for a class. You should just go find a guy. Here's $300. Let me drive your truck around in a fucking closed course or something for the weekend or whatever, you know, or for like 3 or 4 hours, like bored of it, you know.
Right.
But the airplane thing, 100%, go to school, get your pilot's license. That's cool to have. If I had the money, the disposable income to do it, I would do that, 100%.
I think you do.
Maybe I do. I don't know, but I would do it because flying is cool.
If I can pay for truck driving school, which maybe I can. I don't know.
But flight is terrifying. Flight is fucking terrifying.
Oh, I'm sure. Are you scared of heights, James?
Absolutely. Terrified.
Me too. Me too.
I
Let's
feel
learn how to
like
fly a plane.
We would also have. I'm including myself in this, but I think we would also have trouble finding a flight school with accommodating equipment.
That's another problem. Sitting inside a Cessna is fucking. It's not bulk friendly.
I mean, apparently James was able to do it, so
I was.
I mean, it can be done.
I'm going to say perhaps he's put on a few pounds since that happened.
Mayhaps.
Did they say like, look, buddy,
No.
you're too big?
No,
or,
not at all.
Or anything.
The guy was like, "You gonna fit in there?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right." And I got in. He looked at me. He's like, "You got it." You know.
It's like you're there. Like,
But I'll tell you something. The airplane felt so cheap. I think that's the worst part. When you're in a 747, like a regular airplane, and you're walking around in there, you're like, "Oh, okay." It feels like you're in a place.
It's solid.
It's solid, even though you know, in a scientific sense that you're just out there in space. You know what I mean? You're in like an open space, nothing unsupported. But inside a Cessna, you know it. Like there's no doubt. You look outside and you're like, oh shit, there's nothing underneath me. The whole thing feels like it's made of sheet metal and paper mache, and it's rocking and making noise, and it's terrifying inside. You know, you know what? I could probably be more likely to be like, if I was rich, be like Michael Dorn, get my pilot's license, buy a fighter pilot plane, and buzz that thing around. Because then at least you know I'm in a sports car. You know what I mean? Like when you're in a sports car, you feel unsafe already. So it's like you're kind of removed from the inherent danger of it. And the same thing I think would happen with a fighter jet because you already know it's dangerous. So the danger of flying is they're taken out of it. But fucking being in a Cessna, there's the illusion of being like, I'm in a car and cars are safe, because of safety features. No, motherfucker, you're in a plane floating in the midair, and the things like, and the turbulence you feel in a fucking. Imagine hitting the turbulence that shakes a 747 in a plane that weighs 10% of the weight. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. I'm sorry, Secret Labs. You didn't need all that weight thrown up on your shock.
Right when you did it, I was like, how's that chair doing, James?
Yeah, it's still good.
You got the big boy version, though, right?
Yeah. It ain't made for all that, though.
Yeah.
Being able to support 300 pounds and being able to support 300 or 400 pounds thrown up in the air violently is two different things.
Well, they got to build those things to exceed the tolerances, so they know.
True that.
Okay, well, let's see. I still have a couple extras here to get through.
Good. Go through yours. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. So the Windows ARM thing that I mentioned. So I put a video in here from Linus Tech Tips that actually compares the MacBook Air, the M1, with the Microsoft kind of equivalent, the Surface Pro X, I think it's called. I put a link to the song, and I'll put the other songs in here too that we talked about, but I put the one here that we're like, what is this? Called Hail Columbia. So I put that in there. I'll put the other ones we mentioned. Although it's just America, 'Tis of Thee, and the other one. And then I put a link to the Jaws Sea Shanty, Farewell Spanish Ladies. And then I put a link to the F-111 Aardvark, made by General Dynamics, which is, of course, now the plane is retired. But man, first flight, 1964, 56 years ago, and they didn't retire them until they weren't fully retired until 2010.
Is this the Aardvark?
Yeah. So crazy how long they keep some of these planes, man.
I guess when you made a multi-million-dollar investment, you're like, let's get the fucking life out of it.
I guess, but other ones they're like, it costs too much, done it, like
Yeah.
like the F-117 Nighthawk, that's canceled. Those are done. 2008, they're like, we're done. The plane, now it's a little older now, I guess. It was made in like They were introduced in 1983. But I was kind of surprised that they got rid of those. Because, they're cool. They're stealth fighter, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we got the F-22s, the F-35s now. They're like, nah, don't need it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, well, that's all I had for my extra section. James here, looks like he's going to put something in here for us.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, Michael, I don't know the name of the company that you sent me for those shirts. I wanted to attach that, but I will show you here. So I got a bunch of T-shirts, and if Michael finds a link, for the Gen Xers in our crowd, for the old heads. So I got this James Bond shirt you see me wearing right here. It's this one is for your eyes only, and then I got this guy. This is Jim Belushi, Joliet County. Yep.
Is that an actual mugshot?
Yeah, it is. And then I got this guy. I had to get this one. This is a classic. Oh God, come on, camera.
You gotta use the NVIDIA broadcaster shit.
Yeah, I know.
I like how it blocks out everything except for what it recognizes as a person. So if you move it closer, it will go around their bodies.
Well, you can't see it. This is I'll put it like this.
You kind of see it.
This is Octopussy. It's the Japanese thing from Octopussy.
Nice.
Okay, so that's good. Octopussy, just a great movie with a fucking great name. And then this one, dude. Okay, I'm gonna save this one for last, actually, because this is like the best one, I think. This guy here. This is the one Michael sent me initially. Full Metal Jacket, a movie that's probably soon to be canceled.
Right. I just sent you the link, James.
Oh, okay, good.
It's neckbreakertees.com.
Neckbreaker Tees. And this was the last one, and I saw this and I had to get this. This was synonymous in my childhood right here.
Oh, wow.
The Fuji cool. VHS tape. Okay, I have so many movies. I'm sure they're gone now, but I had so many movies filmed on, like recorded on these, where I took a favorite TV show, recorded it, and then wrote on the thing. And I had a elaborate rating system. And wow. So you'll see I have to find, maybe I can find one. It was like Donald Duck, blah, 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 with like 6 lines and slashes. And that meant something, to me as a kid. I was like, oh, this is, whatever. Yeah. Good times.
Oh, yeah, I see some good ones in here, cool. Man.
Yeah, neckbreaker tees.
A lot of Japanese ones, but also ones that are just regular. In English, too. But yeah, there's lots of stuff in here. This old... Ha! That's great. There's a picture of Kirk and McCoy and everyone. It says Star Wars underneath. I guess they're being funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's lots of good ones in here. Wow. Okay, yeah, I'll have to... I just saw an ad for this on whatever... on Instagram, and I was like, oh, James will like this. And I said,
and they got more now. This is new.
I didn't really look at it.
Easy Rider is new. Rambo is new. Day of the Dead is new. Death Race, that's... they had a different Death Race one before. It's a cool one.
I have a Blade Runner one here that I like.
Yep. RoboCop, Stevie Wonder and the Atari.
Death Race.
Oh, yeah.
Death Race 2000. It's a great movie.
Blades of Steel. You remember this video game? Blades of Steel? Old-ass Nintendo game.
It looks familiar.
Yeah. Old
that
Nintendo
Huey
game.
Lewis in the news, and it's...
Yep.
What's his
Christian
name?
Bale, Patrick Bateman.
Golden Girls. But it's done in the style of Guns N' Roses.
Maybe? Or,
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
Jaws. Funny. And that's Joliet Correctional Center I saw, the one I got. Drugs Make... this is new. Hunter S. Thompson. Oh, man, Max Headrome. That's a great one. People don't know who this is anymore, but this is great. Max Headrome. So good. There's a James Bond one. Clockwork Orange I should have gotten. So good. This, the Bobo. A Bobo. Yeah, look at that. I knew without even knowing. A Bobo. He's the bad guy in Double Dragon. He's basically Mike Tyson. The Box. Music television you control. God, do you remember The Box? No.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
This was MTV's rival back in like the fucking early 90s. The Box. Yeah, what a horrible name.
Wow, really don't remember that.
Clockwork Orange. The E.T. Atari game. Look at this.
Yeah.
He's Dude, it's so good.
I love those memes.
Me too, man. They're some of my favorite. This is, Fear and Loathing. Yeah, that's right, Fear and Loathing. Survivor Series, old school shit. Dude.
Paperboy. I played the hell out of that.
Paperboy. But didn't we watch this movie on the Bad Movie Night? Dr. Giggles?
Giggles? I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember that one.
I thought we watched that one.
Paperboy. I used to have that game on my Game Boy. I hated that fucking game.
It's classic.
I got like so anxious when the dog started chasing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game. Oh, and look, there's your boy, George Carlin.
Nice.
Yep. Good games. Good games, man. I mean, good stuff. So it's, nostalgia's nice.
Yeah, they're expensive, but they're cool.
Yeah. Neckbreaker tees. So yeah.
Movies, TV. So the one I was looking at was under movies and TV, but they have gamer tees, most popular. They have other, So.
Oh, you know what? Those shirts might have been here. I might have been looking at most popular and just missed it and seen whatever. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Because Meatballs, I didn't see this. I didn't see any of these. Huh. Oh, look, that's good. Fucking Chevy Chase. When people still liked him. Clark Griswold.
He's like, look, kids, a deer. Yeah. That's great.
Big Trouble in Little China. Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. What a movie. Have you guys seen that movie? Has anyone seen that movie?
I've never seen a Cheech and Chong movie.
I'll have to watch it. They aren't very good, but we'll have to watch them. Is that Richard Nixon in RoboCop? RoboCop's not that old. RoboCop meets Nixon T. All right, let's going to Google that. Willow. Stan Mikita's Donuts. This is from something. Falling Down. What a movie.
Stan Mikita's Donuts is from Wayne's World.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Huh.
Oh, another James Bond one I missed. I'll have to pick that one up. What's this one? From Russia with Love. Yeah. Yeah, good times. Anyway.
All right. James, you got anything else for us for the
no,
extra
that's
section?
it. That's it, man. Enough.
All right.
Enough time nostalging. What?
You're going to add that one to the dictionary.com.
Oh,
next.
God.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you once again for joining us for another fabulous episode of the IO Panel. Riveting stuff, I know. Please check out our website, iopanelpodcast.com. You can subscribe to the show there. Send us feedback. Send us some money. As James likes to say, some ducats. We really appreciate it. Thank you once again, and we'll catch you next time.
Denim jeans, broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, 'cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Meet under the street light at the so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Meet under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. when we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the street light at the end so I could show you. You're golden, golden, honestly you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. You're golden. Golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You know it. Yeah, you're glowing. Golden. Golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the street or at the end so I could show you. Golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the